Hello, 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 Jackson Reading Time. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, thank you. Hello, sis. Big ups. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay, so today we have an interesting topic that we are going to be. Let me just, I always try to check with my device to make sure that the sound, everything is okay before I start. So bear with me. Looking down, I'm just double checking so I can see comments that are not showing, because sometimes the comment from the screen doesn't stay for long. Okay, that being said, how are you all doing? How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing good. Ah, the weather is so hot on the islands here. So I'm sitting outside, first of all, so you people will be hearing a whole lot of noises coming from, sorry, let me type all this. As a streamer, you have to prepare things. Okay, sometimes you prepare things before you start, and some other times you have to, be setting things up as you're there. Okay, so that's me trying to balance my device by the side. All right, so from the topic already, you people have a clue what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about hiking, the benefits of hiking. Okay, so here I have my water. I hope you're drinking enough water because summertime, it's always very hot. I have my protein shakers. I just fill it up with water and I drink it. Most times when I'm talking, when I'm on live stream, or when I'm going to the gym, I just use this for my protein. And I have some fruit because I know I'm going to be doing a whole lot of talking today. So I brought some fruits here. I have a pear and what is this called? I forgot. All right. mm, tastes great. I'm just waiting for people to roll in and then we will start the discussion so we don't have to repeat ourselves so many times. Okay? All right. As more people come in, we're going to start the discussion. I hope everyone is doing good, but we're not going to wait for too long. Okay? In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to start. Mm, 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 mm. Let me just enjoy this one fruit. Eating fruits is very good. So, yeah, make sure you get all the summer fruits that are available in your country because some fruit you don't get them all year round. Some you can get them in summer, some others winter, spring, like different seasons with different fruits that are available. So don't miss the summer fruits. For me, I don't. Here's a seed. I make sure I enjoy all the yummy summer fruits. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so I'm ready. Okay, so today we will be talking. We're not working out. You can see me sitting down when I'm sitting down like this. I know you have a clue that I'm not in exercise mood. So today, every day is not going to be workout, workout, workout. Some days we're just going to sit down and we're going to talk about we're going to discuss, talk about things, health, wellness, well-being. Remember the other time I talked about yoga and meditation, and I explained to you people how important it is for everyone to find time to meditate and find time to do your yoga. Um, and I also stressed it to like moms, stay at home moms, even though you go to work or you have kids that you're taking care of. So sometimes those things can really, sorry, that was a fight. Sometimes those things can really weigh on you, thinking about everybody in the family but yourself. You just don't have that me time. It's either you're dealing with the kids, the husband, the rest of your family, and every other, you're just being pulled from all corners. And sometimes that weighs down on you, and you really cannot tell that. Probably mentally, you're not in really a good place, but sometimes it's difficult for some people to even realize that they are kind of depressed or they're under stress. So finding time, even if it's 5 minutes when your kids are at school or they are sleeping, okay, taking like their nap in the afternoon or something, just go to a quiet room. If it's your closet, that is the most peaceful place in your home, go sit there and just do your 5 minutes meditation. Because as I explained in the other video, now I'm you people will be wondering what we're talking about hiking. Why are you bringing this? It is all connected, right? It is all connected in health and wellness, fitness, and everything. I always say to people that it is a broad um, area, that there's so many things that you as in one needs to talk about. Okay, you might be exercising and looking all fit and all strong physically, but mentally you're not just there. Okay, mentally you're not okay, right? You're all stressed up, you're all feeling depressed and things like that. So yeah, all these things are all connected, and I'm just using this to while away time while people come in and join us, because sometimes when you start so quick before people come in, and then you have to repeat yourself so many times, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's why I'm just talking about something else before we go into the main topic of today. And we're sitting here for at least an hour, right? Because if I'm streaming, I stream for at least an hour before I will stop. So this is just 7 minutes into it. All right, so as I was saying, sometimes as a mom, or I'm not saying that dads don't get stressed, from work and every other thing, thinking about the family, making sure that they provide, that their family is okay and all that is also stressful. But generally everybody, but sometimes I feel like moms. That's why I always refer to moms, like stay-at-home moms taking care of kids. They the pressure on them is a different type of pressure, because they don't even have that minute or second to even think of something else. Even if they're sitting down, they don't have that time to just, okay, let me just sit here, and this is just my me time, and let me just um think about nice things to just make me feel better, because you have other things that are more important to you than you sitting down thinking about yourself. Your kids are more important to you. You want to make sure they're always okay, everything is going well in the family, so you just don't have that time for yourself. Okay, so having that 5 minutes to meditate is very important. And if you have not been doing your meditation, there are so many health benefits that comes with meditation and yoga, you know Pilates, things like that. These are things will help you relieve stress, help you relax. And also, as I was saying, if you have not been meditating, you've not been in the practice of meditation, you've not been practicing meditation for a long time, don't think that you can really go for, let's say, 20 minutes, 30 minutes meditating without getting lost in thoughts. And always remember that there is difference between getting lost in thoughts and meditating, because that happens a lot to so many people. They're like, I just can't get this right, and I don't know how other people do it, but every time I try to sit down, go to quiet corner and try to meditate, I just get lost in my thoughts. I get carried away with so many thoughts. That is normal, it's part of life. Every time that you're sitting in a quiet place, you're just sitting idle, you're not moving, you're not doing anything, your mind will be wandering. But that is part of meditation also. You will master the craft as the time goes on, if I have to call it the craft or the technique. Okay, let me say the technique. You will master the technique of meditation as the time goes on. You will always get these thoughts. Your mind will run things that are not important. Did I arrange this thing? Did I cover the food that I just cooked? Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I not do this? All those thoughts will come to your mind. Let them come in, and always bring yourself back to the present moment, right? And like I said in the other video, for people that didn't watch, bringing yourself back to the moment, as you're in your meditation mood, and all of a sudden your mind is wandering away, bringing yourself back to the present moment. The quickest way to do that is to try to listen to your breathing, okay, as you breathe. So every time your mind wanders away, look at me, I closed my eyes as I'm explaining that. Every time your mind wanders away and starts bringing things that you don't need at that moment, bringing yourself back to the present, as you will always hear the people that teaches meditation, they always tell you to keep yourself in the present. Keep yourself in the present, okay? All right, so bringing yourself back to the present or keeping yourself in the present simply means try to listen to your breath. That will bring you back to the present moment. All right. So if you've been practicing meditation, let me know. If you have not been practicing meditation also, please do let me know. Okay. And if you have been practicing meditation, let me know how. Do you like meditation, or you feel it's just you don't feel any different after you meditate? All of that I want to hear. Okay, I want to hear. All right, so now we're going to go into the topic that we are talking about for today. Okay, all right. All right. Ah, I was looking down when you came in. Oh, Yo is in the building. Oh, Yo Daki's Kitchen is in the building. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining. God bless you. Good morning to you too. Good morning, Oyoyo. All right, so we're talking about hiking and benefits, the health benefits of that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Oyoyo. Thank you. All right, so we will just quickly. I have everything jotted down here, so I will just read them out to you people. Okay, so here I have hiking is a long, vigorous walk, usually on a trail or a footpath in the countryside. So most times when people talk about hiking, you hear people say hiking and walk, is it not the same thing? It is actually same thing, but it's just that in different parts of the world, people use different, people refer to it differently, and I will get to that shortly. Okay, and where this so-called walk is happening to also contributes to the name. Okay, so when you talk about hiking, the first thing that comes to people's mind is countryside, off-road, right? Okay, so hiking is a long, vigorous walk, usually on a trail or footpath in the countryside. Hiking is a preferred term in countries like Canada and the USA, as United States of America. These two countries are places where you easily hear people say hiking, hiking, hiking. Other parts of the world might use walking more, but in Canada and USA, you will hear hiking, hiking, hiking a whole lot. But it's still the same thing. Okay, Oyoyo said, I love hiking from afar. I prefer walk because the walk is kind of okay in a smooth path. Oh, you prefer walking, but Oyoyo, the thing is sometimes it's good to go for hiking because most times when you walk, I feel like most work is done in urban areas, right? And hiking is done in like countryside and where you have all these beautiful views. And I feel like hiking, there is more benefit, health benefits when you do hiking because you will be in the nature, and it is more challenging, that's you challenging yourself, like pushing yourself to do more. Yes, okay, so let me Oyoyo said, I love hiking afar and I prefer walk because the walk is kind of smooth part. Yes, you are right. Felicia Okoli, hello Felicia Okoli, thank you very much for joining us. I'm seeing this name for the first time. I know it's someone's ninja. I'm guessing it's Oyoyo, right? Oyoyo, is that your ninja? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I could guess. I don't know, the Okoli just struck me. I've never I was like, okay, it's gonna be Oyoyo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Oyoyo. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm grateful. Okay, so okay, as we were talking, as Oyoyo said, she prefers walking. Now both are very beneficial because we're going to have people that will watch the replay also. So walking or going for a hike, it's good, but sometimes it's good to go for a hike because it is more challenging and the terrain is not as comfortable, as the normal footpaths and roads that you're normally used to in your everyday life. So it's like doing something different, something that you don't always do. So you get to challenge yourself, so you get even more health benefits, if I'm making any sense in that aspect. Okay, so I said the term hiking is mostly used in Canada and USA, all right, but other parts of the world prefer using like walk. Like if you know different, even the English language differs a bit because they speak a bit different. Okay, so yeah. All right, so in Canada and USA, the term usually walk is used in this region for shorter, particularly urban walks. So in other words, I'm just trying to explain this hiking thing because some people like, I go for a walk. Is that a hike or what's the difference? Okay. So mostly in these countries they use hiking, but when they say walk in places like Canada and USA, they're mostly referring to the normal urban areas where they just go for a walk. Like I'm walking with my dog, I'm walking with my cat, I'm going to the park, I'm just gonna walk around just a normal walk that is not that challenging. It could be a long distance, but not that challenging, right? Okay, all right, moving on. So, hiking is a powerful cardio workout. Okay, it's a cardio exercise. So, first of all, there's tons of benefit. When you hear the word cardio, oh, goodness me, there's a whole lot to benefit from that because even your doctors, when you go to your doctors, they will tell you find time to go for a walk. Okay, all right, let me read some comments before I proceed. Okay, so Felicia Okoli said, hello, host. Okay, to your Yo-Yo, yes. Yo-Yo said, okay, at house, I just have the two phone with me. Oh, okay. At host, for hike, I can only go in a group for safety. That's true. You're very correct. Going for a hike because one, it's a very long distance you're going for. So going alone, and if you do not know the terrain, you might get lost. There's just so many factors and all these other weirdos that are everywhere in the world that can actually cause harm to someone that didn't do anything to them just because they saw the person in a lonely area where not much eyes are on them, so they feel like, okay, I can just hurt this person and get away with it. So yeah, it's always good to go in groups, not to just pick up by yourself and you're going for a hike. It is more fun when you go all together because you all pack your bags and get things to eat if you need to rest. Some people go for these hikes that they even have to camp out as they are hiking, they are camping, they stop, build camps and just sleep, rest, move the next day. They're just going. So there are different types of hikes, but when you're going for a hike, just go with people that also know the area, and don't start with places that are too difficult. Okay, it's good to start easy and build yourself to that extent where you start hiking all the way to Mount Everest or whatever. Okay, so okay. Felicia said, as host, I did a 3 and 5 kilo walk with my daughter. It was really fun. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's cool. It's really good. It is good to just have time to do our cardios. It's extremely good. And walking, jogging, running, hiking, whichever that they're just so good. There's so much health benefit that I feel like sometimes people even overlook these things. And when you're like, "Ah, I want to lose weight, everybody think, let me jump, let me this, let me do that. Just going for simple walks and all that alone, you're going to burn fat, you're going to just tone your legs and so many health benefits. It is packed, right? So that's good. That's good. You did good. You did good. Oh, we have someone here with us. Self-care, health, and wellness. Greetings, host, and everyone in the chat. Thank you very much, self-care, health, and wellness, for coming. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. Thumbs up, done, host. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you for that thumbs up. Thank you. I'm grateful. So we're talking about health benefits of hiking, going for a walk. That's what we're discussing today. Okay, we want to encourage more people to step out of the house and just go for a walk. Um, Not always feel like, okay, I have the treadmill at the gym. When I go to the gym, I'm just going to use my treadmill and use all these other machines that are out there. I'm not saying these machines are not good, but sometimes you just need the sun. You just need the sun, your vitamin D. It's very important, right, for our body. So just step out of the house, go for a walk, enjoy nature, enjoy fresh breeze, just feel good. Yeah. So that's what we are doing today. Okay, so that being said, let me keep reading comments. You said I was okay, it was not easy. Okay, said host, it was not easy. It is not. And Oyoyo, most it's even more difficult if you've not been doing it regularly, or you were doing a whole lot of walking before and then you stopped, or running or jogging, or which anyone any exercise at all. When you stop, when you start over again, it's almost like you come back that first day, your leg is gonna hurt so bad. You won't be able to move. So it is really, really hard, but slowly you're going to get back that your strength, endurance. You're going to build it back up, and you'll be able to handle even longer walks without feeling that tired and muscle pain and things like that. Okay. Oyoyo said the first time I did that, my thighs was sore. Exactly right. even even underneath the legs, like it's almost like, oh my goodness, when you step on the ground, it's like, ouch, it hurts. Where I said at host, the sun these days is killing. Yeah, summertime the sun is even so hot, so it is better to do it early hours or when the sun is going down. Or if you're doing it when the sun is going down, then you cannot really go that far, because if you go too far, then before you're coming back, it's even dark already. Yeah, but some people hike through it anyway. They just use it as part of the challenge, and they just hike all through, from morning all through to afternoon. But I feel everybody should just go for what their body can handle, right? So it doesn't need to be that far, but it doesn't need to be a very long one, but just do what it's okay, because sometimes the sun can just poof. Summertime is something else. Okay. Self-care said, blessings to you, Oyoyo. That's great. That's great. Okay, so let's keep reading some point here. Okay, so hiking is a powerful cardio workout that can lower your risk of heart disease, improve your blood pressure and blood sugar level. It will help boost your bone density, since walking is also a weight bearing exercise, right? Great. Oh, Proud Mix is in the building. Hello, Proud Mix. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining. How is the island? I always ask, right? This island with the power issue, it's freaking me out, man. How is the island? Is things getting better, or the generator stuff still continues? Promise said, blessings to all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. That's good. Okay, Promise said, still doing the same, and thanks for your concern. Oh, wow. Still, everything is still as it is. I hope it gets better soon. It's not funny, man. That's a lot of gasoline money being spent there. And not only that, even the mental um, stress that that will bring to some people, it's just unthinkable. Okay, all right, all right. Okay, let's keep reading. Did I miss any comment? No, I didn't. Yeah, problem is that yes, times are getting worse. We just pray that it gets better, because every corner of the earth there's something negative happening. There's just one negative story or the other. It is just not nice. Okay, promise said, I remember that they say before things get better, they have to get worse. Yeah, they say that, but me, I don't always want to agree with that, because it is not always in all cases. you know in some cases things just get better and it gets better. In some cases, no. So um I'm not quite sure where I am with that one. Okay, so let's keep reading. Okay, so more doctors, like I said before, right? I mentioned doctors before. Okay, so here it says more doctors are recommending ecotherapy to reduce anxiety, right? To improve stress level. So if you're stressed out, going for a hike or going for a walk, I will be using both terms. So um, everybody is involved. Because some people are like, I don't live close to countryside, so what? Do I have to travel all the way to countryside to go for a hike? No, you don't have to travel all the way to countryside to go for a hike. Okay, you just can go for a walk at the park. That's going to do. All right. Sometimes I can be dramatic. Don't mind me, all of you. Okay, Prami said, great video about Crete, by the way. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That's the Battle of Crete. It happened in May. I think it was 27th of May, but after I shot the video, I wasn't able to transfer to my device and edit. So it happened in May, and I'm uploading it in June. Well, it's a remembrance. It's actually something they do every year on that date. But I think for 2 years since the pandemic started, they canceled it, because a whole lot of people go out to listen to the stories and see the different things and just go out there. So the population is always much. So because of distance and pandemic, coronavirus, and all that, they said to you know not do it for 2 years. So they just did it this year after they lifted the ban, okay, the restriction of movement and all that. So they decided to just do it small. Yeah. Okay, Prime, you said, I meant to ask, how is your stream here working? Ah, that's what I'm using right now. I've not dropped the link yet. I'm still contemplating, but I said I would drop the link, but I want to finish with the most important things that I have to say. So should in case they do what they did yesterday, I won't feel too bad. I would have already shared the most important part of the message. So that's why I've not really dropped link yet. So I wouldn't know what will happen. But yesterday, later in the night, they sent me an email and they said the free version is almost over. I think they said they give, is it 20 hours? Or I don't remember the amount of hours they said they give. They said mine is almost finished for the free version. If I want to get the paid version, I can do that. Or if I don't want to get the paid version, then I have to wait until the 9th of July when it will restart. Then I can start streaming. So I think I've gone I've gone more than half of the free hours they give, so maybe I might have one or two streams. But they said they will not cut me off. The best part of the whole story, promise, is that they said they will not cut me off if I'm in the middle of a stream. So I'm guessing that even if I complete that 20 hours they're giving for free to stream with their platform, then if the 20 hours, for example, complete as I'm on this stream now, I'm believing they won't just cut me off just like that. They will allow me to complete this stream, and then I might not be able to stream the next day or the next time I try to use the app. I have to wait or I have to pay for it to get the long and this thing. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it is with the StreamYard Proud Mix. You were here yesterday, so some of us in the chat will not understand what happened. But yesterday, StreamYard in the middle of my workout, and we were having a very important conversation, and all of a sudden, StreamYard just signed me out, and only Proud Mix was up there. I had to come in with my phone, and I was like, "Stay up there. Let me try and see if I can come back." And I kept trying, and they will not connect me back, and then I was able to go down. So that's why Proudmix is asking me about StreamYard and how it's going. I said, let me try it one more time to see how it's going. I really do like the app because it just helps you. You can do a lot. You can bring people up to talk about things. So if you have like a topic that you really want to hear other people's opinion and you want to open the floor for a discussion, you can actually invite people. And I like the fact that the free version, you can invite up to 6 people to come up there with you. That's like plus you 6, okay, right? So 5 more people can join you to discuss. So that's why I really love the app. And I think Prism is another one that is also good, but they don't invite guests. I had to even ask one of these big YouTubers that used to post about all these apps and how to use them, and he said they don't have that. That if I want to stream, I should. He also recommended StreamYard. So everybody you ask will always recommend StreamYard. I know about StreamLab, but I don't know if StreamLab you can invite guests also. So yeah, I think so far they are the best for now until someone else takes over from them or competes with them. But for now, it seems StreamYard is at the top of streaming apps. Okay. Prami said, haha, okay, no problem. Prami said, great. Oyoyo said, I left you running. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Oyoyo. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. God bless you. I appreciate. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm grateful for each and every one of you that always come here to chat with me and make sure I get my WH. Okay, I am grateful. God will bless you all immensely. Okay, I'm really grateful. Okay, our promise said hi at Oyoyo. Okay, so that's promise saying hi to Oyoyo. All right, so let's keep going with our hiking conversation so more people can start hiking. All right. So more doctors are recommending ecotherapy to reduce anxiety, to improve your stress level, and to curb depression. It is there in the web, so you can do that research also, because the research has actually been done on that, and the findings says that's not my word. The research has been done. Okay, let me stress that. People will say Mel said, not my word, but research has actually been done. Doctors confirmed it. They said going for a hike can help with anxiety, it can help with your stress, it can help reduce your stress level, it can help you with depression also. Okay, so if you've not been going for a hike or a walk, please, you should start. It doesn't really matter if you're going off road or you want to go walk in the park, just move. Okay, come out of your house and just move. All right. So ecotherapy is a treatment which aim to improve your entire well-being by doing outdoor activities in nature, right? That's why I said come out of the house and move. And earlier, I was telling Oyoyo that going to why I think hiking is much more better than walking just a little bit, because hiking tends to take you to very beautiful places that you might not see in urban areas. So when you go countryside and you go hiking, you're just in nature with just so many wonders of nature that you just see as you're hiking, and it just helps you with all like anxiety, depression, stress level. It helps open your mind, it gives you smarter mind, and just so many health benefits. We're just going to talk about some of them here. There is so many. Okay. All right. So ecotherapy is a treatment which aim to improve your entire well-being by doing outdoors activities in nature. Okay. All right. So doing outdoor activities in nature, that takes you out from the house and it helps you to. Okay, I'll read one comment before I proceed. It helps you to just not think about those things that stress you out, right? You just be there in nature and just look at the beauty of nature and just wonder, right? Okay, read comment. Restream is another one similar to StreamYard. Host, I see people using that, but I am not familiar with how the setup is. How the setup is exactly. Okay, and the thing is, all these apps, if it is a very good app, then there should be a video up on YouTube already talking about it. So if someone wants to use it, it's just to type in that word, how to use what's the name again, Restream. Okay, so it's just to type in how to use Restream on YT on YouTube, and then you videos on that topic will pop up, and by the time you watch 3 or 4 videos, you'll be able to know how to use to stream with it. Okay, like me from this StreamYard, why I have not used it before is because I was thinking you had to download it, and these files are so large, and when you have to download it in your phone, it's almost like it's gonna take up all the space in your device, your phone or your tablet or whatever. It's gonna take up all the space. And then I remember we were talking about it, and then the Bunny goes, it was actually the Bunny goes, she said, you don't need to download it, you just, and I said, if I don't need to download it, then you're saying I have to stream from, I have to go to Google and then get to the app and then just stream from there. She said yes, and I was like, oh wow, okay, I'll try it. And that's how I did it. So I didn't download it in my device, I just went through Google and I'm able to stream. And I think that's great because that takes away that's you thinking about wasting so much space in your device just for one app. Okay. All right, so here the mind and body are naturally connected. So that is why when you go hiking in nature, it is actually a good workout for your body and also your mind. But sometimes when you just do your example cardios that you do at home and all that, mainly you're just targeting just your body and not your mind, right? But because our mind and our bodies are connected, sometimes we need to do exercises, we need to do workouts, we need to do things that can actually benefit both at the same time. So going for hiking, going for a walk, is actually one of those things that you can actually do that benefits your mind and also your body. Okay, if I'm making any sense. Okay, let me read more. Hiking is very serene, and it's the ultimate way to test your endurance. Exactly, right? I said something like that to Yo-Yo, so I was like, hiking, that's a way that you challenge yourself. Okay, it's a way you build your stamina, your strength, your endurance, and numerous health benefits, just so much. So that's why once in a while it's good to go for hiking. And then Oyoyo mentioned she mentioned that going for hiking, it's better to go in group, and I also agree with her that going for hiking, it's better that you're in groups or more than one person at least. Okay, just for the safety and for someone to support you also. Okay, because sometimes you feel like I'm so tired, my legs are killing me, I just can't go anymore, and there's someone there telling you, I know you can do it, just keep going, let's just go a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit. Before you know, you've actually accomplished the task or whatever the goal that you set for yourself to crush that day, because you had someone there um gingering you. Okay, so yeah, let me see. Promise said, I love nature and I hike 2 times every 5 months. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's great. Nature is just nature is beautiful. Nature is beautiful, and I go for hiking, but um not not too long hiking like some other people. Once in a while, I tell my husband, let's do it. He loves the outdoors, so yeah, so it's just perfect for him. It's like, let's go, and then put on our hiking boots and off we're gone. But now I have my child, so I don't go for long. I do off roads and we do up mountain. Like either we're going up the hills or we're going down. It just depends on how we want to challenge ourselves. You know. So yeah. So sometimes we go up the mountain, sometimes we go downhill and then up the mountain and down and back home. It's not that long, but it's a good distance, and you feel because you're going up the mountains and you have all these stones and gravels and all these things, then it's not a level ground, it's not a level plane. You can feel the difference. When you come back home that day, your body tells you that you've really done something. And I just love all the fruits. For me, the best part is all the fruits and everything I get to encounter on the way. Okay. Like the last time I went, we had wild cherries. There were just any fruit you were looking for was just available somewhere along the road as we were going. So it is fun. Okay, I had my water and a small backpack where I had my water and things that I might need. Okay, yeah. So it was really fun. It was really fun. And sometimes, mostly Sundays, we do that. We just go for a walk or a hike. Yeah. So what was I at? Yeah, I said connection. So hiking helps to keep your brain cells nourished. Okay. So if you want your brain to be working very well, go for your hiking, go for your walk, because hiking helps the brain. Okay, it's good for your mind, it's good for your brain. It helps to nourish and keep your brain on point, right? It keeps the brain healthy. All right. Okay, so and hiking exercise also help to improve your memory and your cognitive ability. Okay, like I said, there are so many health benefits, but I just listed few. Okay, so have that in mind. Let me read some comments before we proceed. Okay, all right. Probably said, okay, okay, the last one was I love nature. Okay, and then here probably said, also, a certain setting does put your mental state to test during trekking in wild terrain, as well as question your survival skill, because of patience is key during any experience. Spot on, you're right, Proudmix, you're right. That's so true. Um, Embracing mother nature is something I always welcome. It is great. Like, mother nature has so much for us that sometimes I feel like we've not even discovered half of what mother nature has for us. There's just so many things that are out there that are staring at us, okay? That is just there for us to use to our own benefit, and we're just not thinking toward that direction yet. Because just come to think of it, you're all stressed out, you're feeling depressed, and you feel like life is just so bad, things are just not so good, this and that and that. And a simple thing you could just do is just dress up, go out, and just put yourself in nature. Put yourself in nature. Forget these artificial things. I'm not saying artificial things are not beautiful, but I'm just saying once in a while. Get yourself away from all these artificial things, and let me look at this building that they put lights on. Let me look at this special art. Okay, yeah, man-made is also nice, but it is nothing compared to nature. Okay, it is nothing compared to nature. That's my own opinion. That's why when when I talk to people and people are like, oh, countries to visit, places to go, I said, well, in my opinion, one of the places that people need to visit is Greece. It is beautiful and there's so much to see. But I always tell people that if you're not someone that loves nature, then you will not like it here. Even you will like get here and you're like, ah, people spoke so much about this country, but I don't really see what they're talking about. If you do not love nature, right? That's what you will see. You feel like I don't see what they're talking about. But if you're someone that you love nature, you appreciate nature, then being in Greece is like a medicine. Some people say that's my medicine. I guess that's why even the Hollywood people they go cool off in Greece most times because there's just so much that God has actually put out here that it just blows your mind every time you see these natural things. We're not talking about man-made. We're talking about what God made by Himself, right? So it is just mind blowing. Okay, let me keep reading comments. All right. So yeah, what was the last one I read? Okay. Okay. I said embracing mother nature is something I always welcome. Yeah, yeah, that's good. It is good. Proudly said, nature brings peace. Where city life is great, but it is cluttered. Sometimes where a park like setting make you feel free, right? Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. You are so right. You are so right, Proud Mix. Okay, so I will be dropping the links soon because there's everybody have something to say, right? So I will open the floor. We will discuss all of it. Let me round up with these points. Then I will drop links and we're going to even talk about it more. Okay, so benefits of hiking. It helps to lower your stress level. So please hike more. Go for a walk. And if you cannot hike, just go for a walk. Go for your off-road walk, right? Not on the road or just at the park. Go for off-road walk where you can see nature, where you can see the birds. You can hear the birds sing. You can hear the winds blow the trees. You can see different colors of trees and shades of flowers. You can see the bee. You can hear the bees. You can just hear. You just can feel nature. You just know that you're close to nature. Okay, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm sitting outside and I can hear the birds. Okay, and it's just so beautiful and I can hear the waves on the sea and it's so lovely. Okay, so let's keep going. So if you're feeling all stressed out, a quick way other than let me take this antidepressant pill, let me take this pill to help relieve my stress, the best quick natural way to do it is step out of the house, go for a walk. Okay, in the countryside, go for a walk off road. But if you don't have that available, go for a walk at the park. Most parks these days, they make them look like nature. They have a lot of trees planted in the parks. They have huge acres of lands that they've made as parks where you can go for picnics, you can go and relax, you can go for a walk and all that. Just go there and enjoy and feel like you're in nature. Okay, it will help you feel better, it will help relieve your stress. Okay, all right. So hiking also help to improve your mood. So when you're having all this, your mood swinging, you're just not feeling it. You just don't understand. Sometimes you feel like, what the heck is going on? I just don't get it. But my mood is not okay. Go for a walk. Go for a hike. Okay. Move. Move from that spot where you are. It will help you feel better. It will help put you in a better mood from what you were before you went for the walk or for the hiking. Okay. All right. Let's continue. And also another benefit of hiking is it helps to enhance your mental well-being. Okay, which is great, right? We all want our mental health to be in a good place. So if hiking and walking is going to help us achieve that, and then it doesn't get to a point where we're going to be admitted or we're going to be prescribed certain pills just to balance us out. it's actually better, in my opinion, that we just go out and do the simple things that are good for our overall health instead of us to live and just sit there until it gets so bad where we're going to be admitted in the hospital or we're going to be required to take certain pills just to feel better. Okay, so let me read some comments and then we will proceed. Jackson reading time, Jackson said, my happy place is with nature. You get that total peace, focus and concentration. Exactly. You know, and some people even go out there to get talents, like to enhance their talent and their mind, to allow their mind run wild. You know, people like people, all these people that are into like all these architects and people like that, they just go to think and then you see them drawing in the nature and they just come out with very beautiful things that they can sell for a lot. So yeah, it's all it helps with the mind and all that. So that's very true. It's good with the help concentration, keeps you focused, and that inner peace is just everything, right? Okay, Oyoyo Ndoki's Kitchen said, I'm still here at the background. Yes, Oyoyo. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I know it's morning, so you have to do one or two things. I understand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're doing great. God bless you. I'm grateful. Jackson reading time, Jackson said, I'm not into loud life. Exactly. I just, I just love my peace. Oh goodness me. You know, when I go to the city, it's like I just feel like, whew, people living here are really trying. I just prefer where I will be. So that was my family. I just prefer where I will be, that I just will be so close to nature. And even here, like where I stay, like it's an island and you have all these, it has all the island settings. Sometimes I even want to leave this, like they have like people living closer to the sea and they have people living closer to the mountains and they have two completely different lifestyle. And I just love it to go up on the mountains once in a while to just dine with them and do, you see, like it is just so good when we go up to the mountains and I get there. I will just go around, enjoy the fruits. I will go on the very top, we'll go sit there and just view. You just see the mountains and the valleys and everything. It is so beautiful. And when you sleep peacefully like a baby. You just sleep like a child. And it is just it is priceless, in my opinion. It is priceless. Being close to nature and just enjoying nature, there's no amount of money or gold, silver, anything that can really compare to that happiness. Like people say, money brings happiness, money brings joy, money gives you everything, money can buy everything. Not really, because at the end of the day you might have a whole lot of money but you don't have peace of mind, and you don't even have that ability to move from that giant mansion that you built for yourself to go enjoy nature just because of one or two things. So yeah, it is extremely good. Let me read comments and then we'll continue. Okay. Here Proud Mix said, the sounds of nature are music, like where if you're walking or jogging in a busy city life. I'm laughing already, even if I finish reading your comments, Proud Mix. Like when you're walking or jogging in busy city life, a truck backing up, horns beeping, or cars driving by, are the sounds. Promise, now you're going to finish people that are living in cities that they're gonna like, yeah, but we have this, but we have that. People that live in countryside don't have this, they don't have that. When you put people that live in countryside and people that live in the city, and you have people that live in the city looking at people that live in countryside, like, I cannot live that kind of life you people live in. Sometimes I just ask, like, what kind of life? What kind of life that you have tall buildings that they surround them with lights that they turn them on in the night, and turn them off in the morning. Like that's a special. That's like the special thing, or you have those very big like is it like mall, all these big buildings where they have different things like cinemas, this, that, and then you go do those things with popcorn and a drink, and that's oh, no, thank you very much. Keep your popcorn and your drink and your cinema. I just want to be in the wild, and that's okay for me. Makes me happy. I feel better. Okay. What else? Oh, we have someone else in the building. Sorry. I was reading comments, so I didn't know when someone joined us. We have Roll with Liz. Roll with Liz, I'm seeing you for the first time. You are welcome. You are welcome. Right? The name, I'm seeing that name for the first time, and it doesn't look like a ninja. I don't think so. Are you a content creator? Hello, Rolling with Liz. Let me know. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. We're just discussing about health wellness. We're talking about hiking and all the benefits that comes with it. And we're just trying to encourage people to go out more for walks and hiking and things like that. Excuse me, guys, I'm drinking some water. Uh, sorry, give me a minute. Um, no, no. Oh, drink. Ah, okay. Give me a second because my child just popped out here and she's removed all her clothes. I don't want her to show herself on Whitey, and Whitey will say it's nudity. They won't mind the child. Let me pick up something to wear her. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so here I will just dress her up while we're talking. Okay, so I think I was saying welcome to Liz, right? Yeah. Okay, so Proudme said something. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, so Proudme said hello, Liz, and Proudme said big difference between um that's country like countryside and city life, right? Because I see the stickers you use. Yeah, it's true. It's big difference. He said, LOL. When you spend most of your life living in an urban settings, you may actually forget what peace and quietness really sound like. Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. And um you're kind of how are you? You're kind of so many things that you cannot do. You're kind of limited. That's the word I was looking for. Oh no. You're kind of limited to things that you can do and things that you cannot do when you live in the city. It's just good to have time to go. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm looking down, I'm dressing her up. How are you? I will be back soon. Mom's life. Okay. Mom's life, mom's life. I will be done soon. Let me just wear her shirt and she can start her running around while I continue with our conversation. Okay. Yeah, but I think talking about what Proud Mix just said, I think the people that live in urban areas, because they are so used to the urban life that they feel like people that live in countryside or settings like that, they are really not enjoying life. That they are the ones having fun and the best life because of the artificial things that are available to them. And even if you take most of them to the nature, they feel like they feel stressed. They don't enjoy, they don't feel happy because they're so used to all these artificial things are available that are available to them. Okay, so I'm back. I'm done with the changing of my madam, as I call her. Okay, so yes, Proudly said both have their pros and cons for certain. Yeah, true. That's true. But I think people that are in the urban area needs to take some time to just, you know, go stay around nature just to revive. And also people that are in countryside once in a while too should just go to the urban to get themselves used to the whole artificial things that are going on up them. Okay, so next we have benefits of hiking. It can help to reduce the risk of heart disease. So please hike more so you're not afraid of heart disease and things like that. Okay, go for a walk if that's what you can do. Okay, because I keep saying hiking, and some people are like, I can't go for a hike. Okay, go for a walk. All right. If the park is what you have available to you, please use it. Parks are beautiful. I know I've seen some videos that people are showing the kind of parks that they have in their cities, and I'm like, what? This is so close to like being in the wild because it is just vast land with so many. Um, did you just kidnap the fruit that I kept here? Oh, kids. But it has just, the land is vast and there are trees and flowers, beautiful plants and things like that. So it just gives you all this whole in the nature. So yes, some parks are top notch. So if it's parks that you have in your areas, please make use of it. It will also help. All these things will also apply. Okay, don't feel like because we're talking about hiking, that it's only hiking that can give you all these health benefits. If you can go for a walk, if you can go to the park, do it. You also get all these health benefits. Yes, it's a fear. All right, so another benefit is to help to lower blood pressure. Hiking will help lower cholesterol level. Hiking will help you maintain a healthy weight. So if you're someone that is looking to burn fat to lose weight, uh, you want to just okay, I want to drop some kilos and stuffs like that, or I just want to get back my vibe, and hiking is one of those things that you should look into because it will help you maintain a healthy weight. Benefits Another benefits of hiking is it will help lower your body fat, right? Okay, so it also helps to improve your bone density. It also helped to increase your stamina, which is great, right? We all need good stamina because sometimes we just don't work so much and we don't do so many things in there. Like we don't challenge our body so much, and then the stamina is not just there because we're not working and trying to build that. Yeah, so okay, go hike more. So your stamina is going to be on point. Like we talked about endurance, stamina, strength, things like that. So yeah, think of hiking when you want to build or work on these things. Okay. All right. Um, Another health benefit of hiking is it helps your creative mind, right? Okay, so to boost your creativity, just know that hiking is a creativity booster. Okay, let me just put it that way in a short form. It is a creativity booster. So go for more hiking, go for more walks. So your creativity mind will be activated. It will be functioning like a sub, right? Okay, all right. So another thing is the vitamin D, right? Okay, because we all need vitamin D in our body. So going for a hike, you know to get enough vitamin D that you need. Because sometimes we're just in the house, from the house to the car, from the you're going to knock down what I'm doing. Please walk behind, not here. Thank you very much, madam. Okay, that was me and my little one. Sorry for that. Okay, so when most times our lives are like we go from our car to from our home to our house to our cars to work, and then from there back to the car to home or to shopping or to whatever we're doing, we're just driving. But we're not driving when we're just with some, or sometimes we even have our umbrellas. Your body needs vitamin D, okay? The sun can give you that. So once in a while, go out for a walk, okay? Wake up in the morning, go for a walk if you can. Get enough vitamin D, okay? Because there's so much that can do to your body, okay? And the lack of it can actually cause a whole lot of harm also to your body, okay? If you're lacking that. Okay, so hiking early in the morning decreases the risk of vitamin D deficiency, okay? So which usually leads to soft bone and skeletal deformities. It helps with your muscle build, okay? It will build your muscle when you go for hiking because you're just challenging yourself. You're walking for a long time. You're walking in terrain that is not so leveled. So it helps also to build your muscle, okay? Gives you more defined muscles. Okay, those of you that are looking for six pack, toned arm, toned legs, this, that, go for hiking, you can get all of that. Okay, and just don't forget to get your vitamin D in the morning. Okay, when you do your morning walks. All right. Um, it also helps to prevent heart disease. I think I mentioned this earlier. I kind of put it twice. Okay. It also helps to reduce anxiety that we talked about earlier also. So these are just few of the health benefits, okay, that you get from hiking. There are numerous, there are many, many, many health benefits. But I just wanted to come in here this evening to talk about the few that I feel most people are really looking for. So I just like, okay, let me just pick some of the vital points and just come here. Let's sit down and discuss it. Okay, so right now I'm going to drop link. Please jump on the link. Let us talk about this. Invite guests. Copy link. Okay, I just dropped the link now because I finished the points that I want to make. So we're just going to keep um, talking about hiking or walking, and some people earlier on I actually explained what that is. You know, some people like hiking. It's not same thing as walking. It is same. It's just that they mostly use hiking when they refer to terrains that are more difficult to go through and longer walks and more challenging. That's why that's mostly what they refer to. But when they talk about urban, and then if they're talking about urban, they are mostly referring to just your normal walk. You're probably walking with your dog or whatever pets you have, or you're just going for a walk with your kids, or by yourself, or with your partner, whatever the situation, maybe your siblings or whatever. Okay. All right. So I will read some comments. I've dropped the link. If you can see the link, you want to jump on it, please do. Let's talk about this. Let's keep talking about health and wellness, as it is important that we discuss these things and we do things that will actually benefit our health and help us live longer and healthier life, not just living longer, but making sure that as we're living longer, we're living healthier lives. Okay, so I think there's a comment I didn't read. I would just check it out right now. Um, Pradmik said, if moving is within this, if moving is within this example, many rather the urban lifestyle because everything to do is within the vicinity, whereas rural living, all to do activity is a distance. Okay, okay, I get what you're saying, Proud Mix. Jump on the link, because sometimes there's so much to talk about, and writing can be uh more challenging. So yes, you're welcome, Proud Mix. You're welcome. You're welcome. Proud Mix said yes, and here Proud Mix said CrossFit training also can build you mentally and physically for these active experience when you do usually do them. Yes, CrossFit training is very good. It is very good. That's why I think you see people in urban areas, they do more of CrossFit training and things like that, just because they don't have these other stuffs available to them, and it really works too. Also, you know, yeah, it does work. You're welcome, Proud Mix. Over to you. Over to you.
Good afternoon from my side. But yeah, CrossFit training does get your body into tremendous shape to test your mental ability, because that's what it's about. Every setting is about endurance. And like they say, you can do one form of exercise, but your body's a machine and it becomes accustomed. But if you're like lifting weights, you're only building up one portion of your body, like your biceps. You're not really putting your body through the ringer. That's why I enjoy CrossFit, yoga, and meditation. But I always, like, somebody in my stream a few days ago asked me, where would I go to meditate? And I immediately told him the park. That's a really good place to go, because hiking trails, since this is about hiking, there's hiking trails that you can walk or you can jog through. But I'm a big advocate for safety. You do have to be careful too. Like, you can get the experience, but you do have to protect yourself, because there's a bit of strangeness out in the wilderness. It's always like that, even in the city. But, far as just staying conditioned, that's what I like to use as far as terms. Like, I believe in balance with options as far as working out. But far as hiking, it's okay to do. It's just one of those things where it's not annual. It's like every so often, like camping, same thing. I've actually camped out in the forest many times, and it's a good experience to just clear your head. It's more about cleansing mentally and physically. And they used to have cross country class where in school that I attended, and that was a good way to build you up for if you decided to do a biathlon or triathlon in the future. But at the same time, though, it does matter if you're dedicated. That's what it takes, because some people get in tune with it and then just give up. That's why you have a lot of these smartwatches now that can keep track of your heart rates, to make sure that your body's getting the full experience. So I just would recommend to anybody, you can do it however, you can do it alone with friends, but it's just best to do it with, yourself, and just enjoy the experience. But, sometimes I think people are used to the urban setting that I was referring to. You hear the congestion of the cities. You can't get no peace with that. But, out in nature, you just can embrace it. And when you come back, you just have a brand new outlook on things. So I think hiking is for everybody. It's just on them if they want to do it or not.
Yeah, you're correct. But first of all, let me explain why I have my phone up. I cannot hear from this device. I don't know why I have my volume to the max, but I still cannot hear. So I have to put the mute this and then increase the one on my phone so I can hear what you're saying. So hence I have the phone in my ears. Okay. So if you're wondering why I have, if everyone also is wondering why I have the phone up, that's where I'm listening from so I can hear. Okay. Um, you're right. In the beginning, when we started, also Oyoyo mentioned it. The hiking is good, but it's better to go in groups, and because of safety. And I said yes, I do agree with that. A lot of people would love to go hiking by themselves, but thinking about what might happen when they are out there hiking is just um, too much. So they might not want to go, so they prefer to just do other form of exercises, and that's it, you know. And also CrossFit training. I'm trying to change my position because of the sun. um Sorry. So also CrossFit training is also good, and I think that's one of the um exercises that people tend to fall back to when it comes to um when they cannot go for hiking and things like that. So they just do these CrossFit and other forms of exercise. So that's going to help them get the results that they're supposed to get from hiking. Can you please remove your face from there? Okay, so I was trying to change my position because of the sun.
Right.
Okay, so yes, so everybody should please consider that also when you're, if you want to go for hiking, it's better you go in group. Okay, like go with a friend, go with some friends, just go in group. And I think not only because of safety, also the thinking about someone to encourage you, someone to give you that support, like someone to be a support system, because sometimes you might not be mentally prepared for the challenge that is out there in the world, that's out there. And sometimes that can actually do something to your mind also. So having someone as a support system also will actually help you go through your hiking and get all the health benefit and everything, other than facing one or two challenges that might lead to something else. So yeah. Okay. Brad, makes over to you, because I know this is a broad topic, so there is so much to talk about. All right, I see people are coming in. Please, if you're coming in, say hello so we can welcome you. We're here talking about hiking, going for a walk, but not always going for a walk, let's say by the road all the time. You can go do off-road, go something closer to the nature. Just sometimes put yourself close to the nature. But if you're in areas where it's not that safe, then don't even stress. Okay, don't even stress yourself. Okay, just do what you have to do what is best for you. But if you can, then please, once in a while, try to go out, enjoy nature, because there's so many health benefits as we mentioned here already. Over to you, Proud Mix.
Yeah, I agree. You know, with the yo-yo, you do have to consider taking somebody with you. But me personally, I do it alone because I that's my way of experiencing the stimulation by just getting the ultimate experience. Like I've always been a lone wolf. You know, I like to do things alone. You know, and it's just like I feel like sometimes because people aren't always on the same path with you, you have to worry about their dedication. It's always in question, and that's one thing I learned from the show, Extreme Weight Loss. Like I support anybody that is battling, being obesity, and a lot of times they'll tell you that they want to lose weight, but you do have to question their drive because you're not going out of your way to help them and just for your health. You're not trying to waste your time or theirs, but you are trying to get them to understand I'm here to help you, but I can't help you if you're not entirely driven. So the bottom line is I understand about the safety thing, but I do this alone. And I do carry my swords with me where I go just because I'm somebody who believes in being prepared for anything. And like I said, it's not a issue if someone wants to tag along. It's just I don't like when people start something they don't intend to finish. And because, I'm someone who totally stands against that. But I think this is for everybody. Like anybody can do it. Even if, like they say, Chris Powell from Extreme Weight Loss, he explained this. Like if you want to start working out, 10 minutes a day is all right. Then you gradually build from there. But you know what? You cannot miss a day. And then, like I said about the terrain earlier in the chat, people don't understand. Like, if you're jogging on cement, in the long run, it's going to do a lot of damage to your feet. And that's the problem. Like, you have to dictate your settings and you have to outmaneuver your environment mentally because it always matters. This is a test of mental endurance and physical endurance. And for the people that do work out at home, like it's nice to have like a medicine ball or weights, barbells, anything to your advantage because again, like I said, you don't want to just maneuver on jogging and running in place. You can do a lot of home workouts at home no matter how much square feet you have to work with. So like I said, with the COVID situation, you do have to alter the routine a little bit, but some people are kind of using that as a bridge to prevent themselves from staying fit or working out. And I don't do that. Like the thing that works for me is my height. I'm 6'1" and I'm skinny. I only weigh 135 pounds. I'm lightweight, but I've stayed dedicated to it. And, I haven't allowed COVID to really steer me off because I do understand it is messing with people's sanity. So keep your sanity with this COVID. For anybody who's watching the chat, and go out to the forest or your local park every now and then because it will definitely help you, especially if you're stressing about everything that's going on because the mindset is like our environment. If you think about it, the city is cluttered. And if you're in an urban setting, you only know the density of the confines you live in. Now, when you go out to a rural area, you're trying to adapt. You have to readjust, even if you're just there for a day, one day throughout the week. It definitely is something you won't regret. So anybody that's interested, you can do that because at some point home workouts, they're good, but it can kind of seem confining because you're kind of hitting yourself with a detriment of your freedom. And even though they're lifting a lot of bans for travel, just be careful where you go and how you go about it. So that's pretty much what I gotta say.
Thank you very much for that, Proud Mix. But I have a question I want to ask because from everything, as we're having a discussion, from certain things you say, I get points. For that, Proud Mix. But I have a question I want to ask. I get a point, and I'll just ask about it, and then we can also talk about that, or you expatiate concerning what you said. You talked about when going for hiking, and you prefer to do it alone. You're like a lone person. I know some people are like that. They are actually alone people. They like to just do things themselves, so they don't need to bother you, and they don't need someone bothering them. And apart from that, also they just feel like they've already planned the day or that particular activity. They know how they want it, so they just want to go finish with it and move on to the next thing. And they feel like having other people is kind of a distraction. So from that, I wanted to ask, is it that is it because you have the fear of you might have more strength and more endurance, more stamina than this person that might want to tag along with you, and that person is going to kind of be pulling you back, or you feel like the person is going to make it more challenging for you because now you have to be like the person's support system and kind of pushing the person when the person is about to give up. So just explain more about that. Thank you.
You know, my natives, like in my culture, you know, Latino from my mother's side, my natives have a saying: the truest journey is one journey that's alone. And that's what I believe in. You know, that's some of that regards of my heritage. It's not about somebody slowing me down, but you know, when you have a driven mindset, you have to understand that the only way that you'll have an auspicious start is if you follow through suit entirely 100%. And when somebody that has the opposite energy from you know, is with you, that can kind of pose a problem in the long run. And it doesn't mean that you know, you're saying that they're a weak link or they're weak or anything like that. Everybody has a different type of energy. And in my culture, one thing we strictly believe in is that you have to protect your energy. And sometimes, you know, one complaint kind of leads to a series of them. And that's another reason why I just don't believe in, you know, hanging with someone or going through the experience with them. I don't mind it, but I think 70% of me over the other 30 believes in just doing this alone, because technically the nomadic travel is by yourself. You know, you can be itinerant, you can be a vagabond and do all of these activities with people, but truly, if you are with somebody all the time, for example, you're never going to get the ultimate experience alone to really embrace Mother Nature, which is what I was saying earlier. And, you know, sometimes you have to clarify what you mean. Like you asked me, you know, I like to do this for the people in the chat so they understand. You can want to be by yourself and you know that you always won't be, but at the same time, just because you like solo travel or doing things alone doesn't mean that's negative. And sometimes you just want to clear that up because people spin the narrative a lot. And you know, any type of topic we're talking about here. So all I'm saying is to get the peace entirely for me, it's a journey that's best traveled alone. But I'm not, you know, denying that I'm open to somebody traveling along with me. My wife to be, actually, she likes to go to gyms. Now I'm somebody that's never had a gym membership. I don't intend on it because I'm somebody that can make what's around me and use it to my advantage because I'm a martial artist, like I show in my videos. You know, I like to share that with everybody, but it's one of those things where we just believe different, her and I, on that. Like, you know, I feel like sometimes it refers back to clutter when you're doing it with people. And you don't want, the last thing you want is to be trying to endure an experience and then the person there is complaining or they're making comments, because then it's going to frustrate you and kill the energy that you're trying to gain from your setting. So it goes deeper than a lot of people know. But that's just what I prefer, Mel. I don't say no to it. I feel like if you want to do it in groups and that's best suited for you, why not? But for me, I'm just a lone wolf on this journey, and that's just kind of how it is.
Thank you very much, Rodney, for explaining that. Because just as you said before, this is YT and people will understand things differently, and we don't know people that watch the video afterward and many weeks, many months, or even a year or two from now. So yeah, it's good to just break down everything. But that brings me to another question I want to ask. Um, if it is a person that has the same strength level, or someone that has been training for a very long time, also that the person is in a good shape, the person's strength, stamina, endurance is on point because the person also works out and trains a whole lot, and the person can endure and handle these long walks. Do you think it would be easier for you to go hiking with such person because you know uh, there won't be any kind of uh, I don't want to say pulling you back. I'm just trying to choose my words carefully. So people that are not that trained will not feel like, oh, so if I'm not well trained, I cannot go for a hike or walk with someone that is well trained. That's not what we're trying to say. I'm just trying to ask questions here. Okay. So let me say that first. So my question to you is, would it be easier if you're going with someone that is well trained also and someone that really loves to go for such type of activities and loves to challenge themselves? Because not everybody loves to challenge themselves. So when they get to areas when things are challenging, it kinds of break them down mentally and physically and everything, and they just out and they don't even want to complete the task. But if it's someone that is ever ready, do you think it's easier for you to go for a hike with such person?
No, I think it'll be more of a test because, for example, biology and anything regarding science, they're some of my favorite courses that I took during my time in school. And this has everything to do with health, nature, science. Technically, this question you just asked me will be a positive because of the sense that the only thing that will cause an issue, like everything has friction. So if anything, everybody has a different mentality. And I think why people are at odds with one another is because they have more similar interests than they know. That's what makes people hate each other. But what I'm saying is, I think it will be good. It will be a test, like the test of the environment. Can you survive the terrain? It's all about you have to implement science within what you're doing. And a lot of people look at it, they don't understand because everybody I'm sure here watching or listening has taken these courses and learn and understand what I mean regarding this. I feel like they say, when people say, I can't be stopped, for example, that's a double negative because you can easily be stopped at any time. You can stop yourself. Nobody else necessarily has to do that. So if somebody had my mentality, if anything, it will be positive, but there is room for friction. That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm open to it, but at the same time, this will lead back to the test. Can I get through it? Because every environment that you go to is always going to test your metal to see whether you got it or you don't. And like I explained about traveling in a vehicle, people don't understand. Every time you get in and get out of a vehicle, you actually are burning calories. But I'm somebody who drives. I have a vehicle, but I prefer walking or biking because biking does a lot of power for the legs. It strengthens your legs for the future. And there's going to come a time that people don't want to accept or understand that there's not going to be automation. Can you actually imagine if we were living in the Stone Age, like the Flintstones, having to maneuver a car on foot power? How many people could do that? It's about endurance, how strong you are physically and mentally. That's why I say, for somebody, if you're going to be jogging, try to find a soft surface you can do it on, because in the long run, if you're running on concrete, it's going to damage your feet. And in the long run, maybe when you get to 50 or 60, your feet ain't going to be worth much. You'll constantly have pains and corns and everything else. So like I said, you laughing, Mel, but it's true. Bottom line is, you have to put all these factors in because they do pay dividends and they will actually become a makeshift when you actually see progress. You're either gonna, progress or you're gonna digress. That's what it is. And anybody that is in fitness, they'll tell you this. I can't explain to you how many fitness gurus that I've actually spoken to during my time in high school. And just like supplements, we talked about this before here and in Nessa's channel, Nessa Growth and More. I don't believe in supplements. I believe in natural herbs and meditation. If you really want to get the ultimate experience as far as traveling during workout, do yoga at least 30 minutes before you go out into, nature and try to get the stimulation, because that's what it's really about. Are you going to be stimulated by enduring this? Because sometimes there are people too that it's a one and done thing. Like they never go back to that. They stick to tradition whether it's a class or it's just home workouts. I'm just somebody who likes to diversify, and I don't limit myself to one setting. That's why I can consider myself just somebody that can adapt to anything. You can put me on an island with nothing but a palm tree, and I guarantee you that I could survive it. It's not me being arrogant, it's just me being confident. Like they say, somebody who appreciates what's around them, their environment, can make use of that to survive it. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, you're right. You're very correct, Rodney. And yeah, talking about a biking, yeah, that's another thing that we really need to talk about, because sometimes I feel like people overlook it. And if you're someone that you own a bike already and you know how to cycle, then make use of it. Because when you go to the gym, anyway, you say you you never had a gym membership, so you don't, maybe you don't even go to the gym and you don't care about things like that. But when you go to the gym, most of the time you see that all the bikes, it doesn't matter how many bikes they have at the gym, they are always full. People always, and I always think like most of these people that are using, they come to the gym just to come and sit on this bike that is on a spot just to cycle. They have personal bicycles at home, just sitting there doing nothing. Why not take your bicycle once in a while and just go out and just cycle and exercise? And as you're cycling and you just feel the fresh breeze, you enjoy nature, you have beautiful views because you can actually um, ride your bike for longer distance that you can walk. So I just wonder why people don't do more of that, and like even form like small groups where they have to be like each other's support system, and they know that okay, on these days, probably for example, let me say on Wednesdays we just go for a bike ride, or on Fridays or we'll go for a bike ride, or we do it twice a week, all of us as friends together. We go for bike rides, we can get to a place we can sit and stop and just chat a little bit, and all of us will ride back home. That's another way of just exercising and being close to nature, because you're not going to cycle inside your house. You have to go out to cycle, right? So I just wonder why people don't really do that. Can you talk about it?
Again, it leads back to drive. Like you can really be driven and just work out at home. Like I remember years ago, like when I used to stay with my father, he had a stationary bike. And even though you're not going nowhere, the purpose of it is to strengthen your legs. Like it's almost relative to biking. The only difference is you're not going anywhere, but it is going to strengthen your legs, which is good for before you hit those years where you get in 40s, 50s, 60s, because the purpose is you want to stay healthy and in shape as long as you possibly can. I always see this 80-year-old man out here and he's jogging like he was 20. And I told him that's really inspiring to me, because I'm like, most people just throw in the towel at a certain age. Like my father used to be a vegetarian for 26 years. He's 69 now. And the thing is, he let himself go. He got complacent, and now he's the opposite of that. And that's one thing that I always swore, like I'm never going to become that, because I really value my health. Then what's in your family's bloodline as far as their health, how good it is, it's hereditary. Like you got to also, like, having high blood pressure is not the goal. You want to have it where it's good, but it's not over. Just like cholesterol. Like I explained this to Nessa Growth and More. Like you can see signs of your health having a declination a little bit if you look in the stool. If your urine is like a dark color and there's a lot of bubbles, that means that you're showing early stains of borderline diabetes. And just like when you clean your ears out with a Q-tip, if you have a lot of wax, that can signify your health isn't that great either. And the eyes, the white in your eyes, that tells too. Like if you have nothing but yellow and red, early signs of diabetes. So it really leads back to all of this stuff. Like when your body's on the move, that's what matters. Try to eat healthy, because even both vegetarians and vegans, they do sometimes steer off course and eat a little junk. like chips, potato chips. But at the same time, these are signs that are crucial to pay attention to so you have an idea of what's going on with your health. And if you see the things that I just mentioned, you can go to your doctor and ask them, is there any way to tone that down? Because you really don't want to end up any of those things. And a doctor will tell you, you got to also remember what's hereditary in your family's bloodline. If they have any form of sickness, disease, or anything, so you just try your best not to end up like that. And you can avoid this by balancing your meals. The what's the thing they used to teach us in school? The food groups. All the food groups are supposed to be properly represented, but a lot of people don't traditionally eat 3 square meals anymore. And like the nutrition facts labels, they do matter, but they don't tell you everything. You're supposed to go do your research so you know what you're putting in your system. Just like I explained to one of my supporters in my last stream I did, which was last weekend, that tea strips iron and your body needs iron. You can get that from supplements and you can get that from foods, just like your body needs wheat or oats. I know a lot of people don't like oats, but oats give you fiber. And when you're having trouble like bending down to grab something, you know what? It's kind of showing you that your body's not getting enough fiber. So these are just little key elements that you need to focus on. So, if this isn't the issue, then your fiber most likely is good. So that's basically what that's about.
You're so right. I was laughing when you said Flintstone. That's why I was laughing, because when you said Flintstone, then what came to my mind was the movie Croods. That's why I was laughing. If we go back to the Stone Age, and I'm just thinking, if we go back to the Stone Age, many people will not survive. Okay, many people will not survive because a lot of people are not even prepared mentally for anything that is a little bit stressful. We're not even talking about stress, or being out there, or being put in a world that you have to survive by yourself, or even if you're in a group, or you're just in a place where everything is not being handed over to you, or you don't have access to things easily. People are not prepared, and people's mind are not there. So when you explain with that, and I was like, oh, don't even talk about that, because if we have to go back to that, then a whole lot of people are not going to make it, because that's just how the world is right now. You see that we slowly got to a place where we have to now rely more on like all this packet food, or canned food and things like, just because people don't want to go through the normal process of you going to get healthy meals. um Try your best, if you can lay your hands on organic things that you can prepare for your consumption. You go to some people's houses, all you see is packet this, packet that, box this, box that, can this, can that. Every food, everything they want to eat is in the can. Is they just open, pour in the pot, warm it, stir a little bit, and they eat. It's just where the world is actually going, and people are. I don't know if maybe much people are not talking about all these health things and what people should look out for, just as you mentioned about the eyes, the ears, um, and things like this, how they can be signs of people saying that, knowing that something is probably wrong and you should be doing something in the earlier stage. But you see that most people will always look at these things and not even know that it means anything, because as Vanessa said in her last live stream, that people are not even willing to do research. People are not even willing to learn. People are not willing to know, even if the information is there in their face. They don't want to be part of that conversation. They don't want to sit and listen to what someone that might have done a little bit of research or a whole lot of research has to say, what message they're passing. So, yeah, what do you have to say about that? where the world is actually right now with this whole can, and we don't really care so much about what goes in, forgetting that what goes in is actually going to affect us later and show even outwardly in general.
The problem with a lot of the huge portion of this world, rather, is that modern times don't make people lazy. It's the people. It's entirely on them. And not everybody's lazy. I'm not saying that. You have to clarify. What I'm saying is, we've been given so much technology and things. People seem to not use their brain as they once did. And I believe in the three I's. They're a principle: integrity, intelligence, and intensity. That's what I believe in. I'm just saying that, I'm young, but I have an old soul. I love tradition more than I love modernization, because now the thing is everybody wants to run to what's trending. They don't want to, they don't want to see what's going on naturally. Like, how many times have people actually just went back and read a paperback book? You still have people do that, but they're more doing audiobooks, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's the same experience, just you're listening to a narrator, but you're doing the reading yourself. On the other hand, I just feel like that the brain is a terrible thing to waste, and God didn't give it to us just so we don't utilize it. So what Nessa Growth and Moore said about her video regarding Ghana, what I was saying to her is, it's not about you getting the thumbs down and you can be saying everything factual. I'm saying we live in a, what's the word I'm looking for? We live in a subtle society now where people get mad about just any little thing. And like I explained to her in the chat, sometimes people will look at it like, you're not from this particular place you're referring to. What gives you the right to speak on it? Everybody's so sensitive these days, and that's the problem. That's what I was explaining to her. Just like Oyoyo made it clear in her streams and in the stream of Nessa's or yours the other day. She didn't want to talk about it because it angered her. People debate this all the time, not just regarding Africa, just about the world's problems in general. Like Marvelous and I had this discussion where I told her I don't favor politics. She likes it. And I'm in no position to tell her, oh, it's wrong for you to like politics. I don't get to do that. I'm just saying, for what I get to see, nothing but corruption. I'm not a fan of it. So that's what I think Oyoyo was saying to Nessa. You know what? You can praise some political figures all you want to, but I don't, because I look at the world as, no matter where we are, what's decided one place affects everywhere else. And these politicians get money that we're not seeing. I also explained to a lady that I don't talk to anymore because she lived for money. Like I explained to her, these donations that we give that are meant to go to a baby that their ribs are showing and they're hungry. One thing I know about Africa, I did a project on Cameroon years ago because my father has Cameroon lineage, you know, and babies have to go get a puddle of water from the roadside because they can't afford clean water. Their environment doesn't allow it. And I explained to this woman, she didn't know that. I question where our donations go, especially when the tax bracket is doing us dirty. During tax season, we're all given a deadline. You have to spend this money, but you have a deadline to do it. We're working countless hours like it's slavery. It's slave labor. We're doing this, and I don't really want to turn this into it. I'm not trying to disrespect your platform, Mel. I'm just saying that I question a lot of the ethics of big business. And big business has a track record of taking our money with no problem, but not gearing it towards the purposes that they promote on TV all the time, saying that we're going to build new infrastructure, but we don't see any progress. I live in Puerto Rico. I live in the Caribbean. You know what? There have been multiple empty promises made to us after hurricanes. We're going to start this new business, yet it's 3 years later and we're not seeing anything. So if anybody in the chat is offended by this, that's entirely, your opinion. You can feel how you want. I'm just saying, I understand where Oyoyo's coming with the frustration, especially in a place that you're from. They're not making no progress. You think because you see them do one good thing every now and then, that's good enough to uphold them and start praising them. I'm not going to do that because the system is broken and it's not geared to do for us. That's just what it is, especially if you're brown. This has everything to do with history. and people get upset all the time about it, but they don't have a problem with speaking on it. So I'm with the yo-yo on that, and it's nothing against Nessa. I don't understand really what's going on in Nigeria like that, because I'm from the Caribbean, so I can speak about what's going on here. So, like I said, as far as Nessa, I understand. You're gonna praise whatever you believe in, just like Marvelous did. But I always tell them, you know what? I don't think it's a crime for me to say that. What's going on with politics, I don't favor it, because politics does what it does to everybody, no matter where you are. You get screwed in the long run, and they all have the same pitch. A car salesman and a politician are the same person, because they have a pitch to sell you to get elected. Oh, I promise I'm going to bring change to the neighborhood. We're going to take out crime. We're going to put new business. We're going to give people minimum wage. Minimum wage means higher taxes for the less fortunate. That's what I'm saying. People don't want to talk about this. It's easier for society in modern times to ignore what the real problems are. But they'll be the same ones up here, like you and I talking about this now, discussing what we can do better. You can't have it both ways. You can't support God and support money the same. It's either one or the other. Just like a politician, they're about money. The money that they use to go on their trips and do everything else other than fix what's wrong with what's going on where we live at, that money is ours. And I'm not going to apologize for that.
Yeah, of course. The thing with that situation, the one with Nessa and Oyoyo, I think there was just a slight misunderstanding in that case, because what Nessa thought, she felt like when people said the country, I don't want to say the name, is a failed state, she feels like they're talking about even the citizens, so that has to do with even each with all the whole 200 million people in that country are failures. I think that's what she thought when it said it's a failed state. She didn't think that it was talking about the government and how the government is handling things, and because of how the government is handling things, look how the country is. So I think when she understood that, she agreed with what Oyoyo was saying. But her problem was that people are too quick to use that word. So I think she felt like people shouldn't use it. If you really believe in where you're coming from, you should be praying and hoping that it gets better, and not use negative words so often. Can you stop running? Yeah. So I think that's where that one was actually coming from. But discussions like that are just going to go on and on and on, and it will never be a day that you say this is the last day we're going to discuss this, because situations like this will never arise. It will keep arising because we still have such leaders, just like you said, even in the Caribbeans, they promise you people something, but at the end of the day, they don't even keep to their promise, and they will come back after, new people will come back and promise the same thing and promise the same thing, and they still will not even do those things that they have actually promised, you know. So it's just a conversation that is going to go on and on. Hello,
Right.
Mustang Midnight. Sorry. We're busy talking. So I didn't even see where you came in. You are welcome. We're actually talking about hiking and health benefits of hiking, and we're just trying to encourage more people to go out for hiking or go out for a walk, and not always do same type of exercises just because we're expecting to get certain type of goal, not knowing that we really have to look at also exercises that we can do that is also going to be good for our mind and not just our body, because we tend to exercise our body, we train the body, but we're not so much focusing on the mind, because not many people do yoga, not many people do their meditation, not many people go out for that walk just to be around nature, so to relieve stress, depression, anxiety, get your build your strength, stamina, endurance, and so many other health benefits that comes with all these little things that we can do that used to be everyday life. You know, people go out, they walk, people go bike, people go for jogging, running. It used to be more people, but it's becoming less and less and less and less and less because people are doing other things. So that's what we are here discussing. If you're still here, Mustang, so that's what we are discussing. Okay, so Promise, over to you. Let's keep discussing. It's about 155.
Right. I mean, I understand what that was about for what it was worth, but like I said, there's never going to be something that gets me to say politicians care about the people that are hurting, especially out here. I don't need to be in another continent or another place to know what's going on. You know what? Politicians have always proven a selfish nature. You know, I rather a guy like Wardy Maya, since he's a hot topic, you know what? You actually see him out here doing some of the things that they should be, but they're not. You know, and I feel like if anybody's tight about that, it is what it is. These conversations get revisited all the time, but if you notice, no results follow them because change only sounds good in discussion. You know, it doesn't. Like I remember I asked a guy one time where were his favorite, what was his favorite place to visit, and he said, "Well, I can start off by telling you what place I wouldn't visit because of the corruption." So it's like it doesn't even have anything to do with politics. It's just in general. And I enjoy conversations like that, but I also understand they're a dead end. They're not going anywhere because many people in the community, wherever you are, they always talk about how can we stop crime from happening. But you know this, it's not going to. Only situation that I hope for is that the world gets better, and I know that's only going to happen once God comes back. You know, the second coming. So I only put my faith in God. I don't put my faith in a man who steals from me to do the right thing. And that's just kind of how I'm on it. You know, that's what it is. I don't want to offend nobody here by saying that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people who believe this impact can be made by just the chosen few, it doesn't work like that. We have to work together because look at the world right now. Even if you took away COVID-19, you still have the chaos and disorder that continues to divide this world. I even had somebody in my stream, he's a strong supporter of mine. He even said, I'm not even going to try to unite nobody no more because more people, seemingly by the decisions they make, like to be more so divided than united. That's why you have all these problems. And he's actually right to a degree because liberation is impossible when people don't even want to get in the conversation to talk about what we need to do better. I don't worry about what somebody else is going to do. I have to worry about what I got to do and my due diligence to the problem at hand. That's just how it is. I don't believe in being selfish, but this journey truly is one alone. And that's just the way it is. I think people are just upset about it because the way it's delivered in the context tone. And there's no other way to say it. Either you're going to join the cause and want to see a better world, or you're going to keep being slaves to society. You know, I'd rather be in an earthly paradise where I know me, I'm contributing to something that's for the greater good, where a man in a suit, he likes to tell you that, but he's doing the opposite.
A promise. You said something about, well, I don't. Some people that watch the replay, they're gonna say people went from talking about health, wellness, fitness. A promise. You said health, wellness, and fitness, and all that, and then now you people are digressing into politics and all that. Let me quickly state something before we even go in deep into this conversation that we just started now. One thing that everybody needs to understand is every topic is kind of connected directly or indirectly, okay? Because talking about your health, your well-being and all that, things around you can actually affect your health, right? Things that happen around you can actually make you feel depressed, make you so stressed
Yes.
that you can land yourself in the hospital. It can affect you health wise, that you can also land yourself in the hospital. So sometimes it's good to just have an open conversation and just see how we can move things further and
Right.
do better in places where things are not going right. So every topic is connected one way or the other. That's one thing I want to state before we proceed.
Right.
Okay. So Pradmix, what I wanted to ask you before I decide to explain this is you said something about there's someone that is a supporter of yours in your stream, and the person said something along the line of the person is not even going to stress over trying to unite people anymore, and that struck me as like, do you think that's a right thing just because the society is the way the society is? It's almost like saying I give up on the society, but you still in the society, right? So you just cannot give up. We just have to keep fighting until we're no more. That's how I say it. Okay, I don't believe in giving up. So saying that he's not going, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but the person saying that the person is not even going to try to unite people anymore, I feel like that sounds like giving up. What do you think?
First and foremost, it does have everything. Everything correlates. It has a connection. It connect the dots. Your health has everything to do with politics in a way too, because pharmacies play politics every day, and that dictates how we're gonna stay. I mean, God has the ultimate say whether it's your time to go or not. But the things you put in your body from a pharmacy can do more damage to you than any good. If you see any medicinal commercials on TV, listen to the narration and listen to how many of them say if you have any side effects to contact your local physician or your doctor. They're stating more side effects than benefits, and there's something wrong with it. And far as politicians, they stress so much having to make thousands of decisions, and sometimes it can signal in the way they look. They start gaining wrinkles, they start gaining, hair, gray hairs, and sometimes that can be hereditary for what runs in your family. But sometimes you can get a lot of gray hair from stressing over things that you really don't have control over. And far as the guy in my chat, it was a man. I understood what he was saying to a degree only because it's showing you what the opposing side has always done, not give a damn. So I think that's kind of what he was saying in a way where they don't care about us. So why should we care anymore? Why should we stress ourselves through our health, put our health on the line to make an impact where we're being blocked by those who quote unquote run this, because technically no man runs anything. It's ultimately, this is outlined to happen by the Bible. The Bible explains this, and people contest that all the time. One thing I don't do, I never question God, because I understand everything happens for a reason. Just like everything's not for us to know. Like this discussion here, there's going to be limits within everything. Like, it's not because you can't say certain things. There's some things that you're destined to not say, and that's what leads back to destiny. Health has everything to do with everything. There's a connection there. So like I said, many men have stressed themselves, many men and women have stressed themselves to a point where it's killed them. They got ill, they ended up on bed rest, and then they ended up dying. So I think what he was referring to is just like, I don't think we should go to that extent to try to make a change when the government that swears on everything that they want to see better for this world can't even come up with something simple like a stimulus check. It took them 6 months to revisit and decide that, wherever you live at. Why can't you just make a simple yes or no question? But dodging is always the easiest thing to do, like denial. And you know what? All that time they sit up there and debate what we're going to decide on the people we quote unquote care about, we're the ones hurting. You know what? I've had nights like that where I've slept and said to myself, where's my next meal going to come from? But I didn't question it the following day because I know God always delivers. But those politicians, they ain't got to worry about that. They don't have to worry about their child not going to school because they can afford to do that with money. Money runs this world, and man has made it so. Joshua, God made man, man made slaves. That's what we live on today. It's still the same thing. And it has everything to do with your health because, your brain can only take so much. Like Nessa said when we were having the discussion about in the biblical, after a while, you get a headache because there are so many things you want to understand, but you also have to accept too, there it may not be for you to understand. God always answers. Sometimes the answers we want always aren't always the answers we're gonna get, and you have to deal with that.
Yeah, I have to each time drop this volume and unmute that one. No. All these people with these their apps, can they just keep the thing normal just because someone is using the free version and they just all of a sudden I cannot hear anymore even though I have my volume full. And when I remember when I started using the app, I didn't have problem hearing what someone was saying because I remember you were in the first live stream where we were talking about this inside and I was cooking and all that. I could hear everything directly from this, but now since they said I've used beyond half of the listen, I cannot even hear from that app. I have to listen from the phone. There's just something with people with these their apps, and another thing that bothers. Sorry, I'm kind of digressing from what we were saying. Another thing that bothers me is why is it that YT does not have their own kind of streaming platform like this too? Or yeah, you can go live from their platform, but you cannot invite guests. You cannot do anything. You just go live. You just go live, and not so much. And it just bothers me why YT does not have their own plan, something like this that people can actually use. Since people are content creators, people are creating content on their platform and bringing people to their platform and keeping people on their platform. I just don't know why they're not doing anything about that. Can we talk about that and digress from politics a little bit, Proudness?
Oh yeah, no problem. But like I said about Restream, I'm not sure how that works. I've never personally used it, but I know that you can invite people up like StreamYard. That's what I was discussing regarding the similarities. But Prism, you mentioned Prism. One of my friends, he used to use Prism on here, and he always had problems. I don't know if it was his Wi-Fi, because Prism is solid. It does work strong for a lot of people. I think it just depends on your setting. But as far as Prism, you can't invite people up here. Like it's only you. It's like YouTube. So Restream, one of my supporters, her name is 12 L's. That's her channel. If you're gonna attempt using Restream, she's somebody I'd refer you to explain to you how it works regarding the setup because I don't use any of. I have StreamYard. I've never used it though. And a lot of people don't really like the setup. They just like to do the natural streams like I do because everybody I can just connect with everybody in the chat. I kind of do the solo thing and they give me their perspectives in the chat, and a lot of times I think I've just stuck with tradition. I've never really strayed away from it. So I think that's what it's about. But Restream is the only other one that I know. And Zoom, you can use Zoom in Google, like Google Duo, but I don't think it's the same way. So, like I said, that's something that you can look into if you're interested. But most people that use StreamYard, they do still use it after the free trial and they just pay for it.
I think paying for it might be better because then they give you all the options, and I guess that's why they built it, right? They want to make some cash too. Nobody makes something all free so you can just use it forever. So I think a paid version works better because then you're bringing like 10 persons if you're using the paid version. So from 6 to 10. And then you have many other options like you can, in place of where you have this powered by StreamYard, you can put your logo there, your brand, and so many other things that you have available. So I think hence they are making it this way, so people will be almost like forced to get the paid version because they know that they're gonna get more this thing. But sometimes I don't know why they don't make it like lifetime, like you pay once for lifetime. I think that's better than this yearly or monthly, and every month you have to think about renewing your subscription for that particular app, or you have to do it yearly. I just feel like pay once and just have it for a lifetime would be better. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. Like YouTube will continue to build the way they come out with different offers and bundles, I think, in the near future. But right now, everybody's on edge because, I visited a lot of streams yesterday. Like one of my supporters, Black Knight Mustang, he was talking about the moderator situation that we discussed here. Just what was that, weeks ago? I think a week ago, and it's still a problem. Like today, I went to Sweet Mother's kitchen, and she was questioning if I was who I said I was, and that's because of the situation is still at hand. Like I said, I saw another person using your name and your profile photo. Like it's sad. This like, and I told Joyce World and Marvelous the same thing. We're gonna have to tell these hosts that aren't really familiar with us that this is us actually using the account and it's not a troll. So she went to my page and said, "Oh, okay. I wanted to be sure and I understand, but one thing I've never done, and you guys can all vouch for this, I've never asked for a blue jacket because I don't care about them, but I do understand if anybody has given someone them that isn't the real person, they're timing people out and removing their messages. So I spent about a minute or two telling her I am who I say I am. And I won't leave a stream without saying stay safe or stay blessed. You all know this already. You can see the difference too, because even if they're using your exact same name, they're saying rubbish, or they're being rude and things like that. But that can also be bad for you because they'll actually have some people believing that it's you. And now you start losing subscribers and friends because everybody is like, oh, don't go sub to them. They said some really rude things. Like even in First Call had a situation in her stream a couple days back where it wasn't a person imposter, impersonating anyone. She just came in there and said some really weird things that First Call was even like, I don't know where this is coming from, and she got blocked. So that's what I'm saying. Those are things that a lot of people have spent the last few days in LS talking about. Even Unique Lady P talked about this in her stream of just a few days ago. Like the moderator situation is really getting out of hand, and YouTube needs to fix it because it's going to make people not want to roll and not know if they're rolling with the true person. So it's just, everybody has to stay safe on here.
But talking about rolling, promise, you forgot that Whitey don't really even want. No, 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 don't touch it. You forgot that Whitey don't even want people to roll, because they feel like it's not right. This give me, I give you thing, visit me, I visit you thing. They don't feel like it's right. Don't touch my device. You're going to help me end this stream. What wonderful. So why do you don't want people to roll? So I don't even think they're going to do anything about that. They're just going to leave it as it is. But in the case of moderator, I feel like people should stop asking, because at the end of the day, everybody knows who is someone that will be useful in their channel, someone that will be able to help them when they're streaming, and they have a lot of people down in the comment section, and how to keep people in line, tell people what to do, and things like that. So people should just be careful for the kind of people they give that. And if anybody asks, in my opinion, it's just better not to keep. And some people do this thing of they ask you to give someone else blue jacket, and I just feel like it's not in your place to go to someone's channel and ask the person to give another person blue jacket, because you can do that on your channel. Like if you're best friend with that person, doesn't mean the other person is also best friend with that person. And the person needs to be um a moderator in the person's house. And another thing I noticed is like some people give people that give them. You understand? Like people that if they are moderator in the person's house and then they give the person moderator also. But I feel like it doesn't have to be that way. If you feel like this person can actually do a whole lot of good in your channel, like when you're streaming, they can help keep people in line. Whatever topic you're discussing, they can analyze it very well. It will actually this child open the net, mosquitoes are going to go in and finish us. So these people can actually help to regulate what is going on, you know, in your this and get involved in every topic. Because if you notice on some people's live stream, when a topic is being talked about, all people do is they just roll. They don't even say one or two things about whatever topic the person is discussing. So yeah, I think people should be careful. Yeah.
Right, that happened in Biafra. Baby Girl Cook, her live stream. I was in her LS, and I just talked about a lot of food, like cooking, regarding health, things of that nature, fruits and vegetables, and the essence of those. You know, and we were discussing, but everybody else primarily was rolling. Like that's kind of frustrating to a degree because it's kind of like join the conversation. Like everybody can say something different. Like we all have different tastes, we all have different likes, but some people strictly focus on rolling. And I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. But one thing that I learned to stop doing, I don't even do the small YouTuber support videos myself anymore. I only did 3, but I learned more about them by talking to Tuber Chat. Like those actually hurt you more than they help you because so many people are just trying to build their numbers, but they're not trying to build them by watching the 2 to 5 minutes, then going to subscribe after the fact. So I just think because of that too, like people aren't gonna roll as much in the near future, and those streams aren't really gonna be around like that because YouTube is observing everything and watching everything that people do. So it's just kind of best to roll organic or let somebody let you know that they're interested in your content and they'll be over to your house and they'll support you. But other than that, you know, you might want to play it safe with the rolling because there's limits on them. If you gain 20 subs in a day, the next day you'll probably have 10, and if you're lucky. So I think that's just what that is. I haven't really rolled with anybody like that much. I did today in Sweet Mother's Kitchen, maybe about 4 or 5 people, but that's about it. I don't really go overboard because I understand the limits. And like I said, everybody just has to adapt to these new YouTube rules because there's nothing really you can do about it. It's either that or you can go to another platform like TikTok. And TikTok, you can generate money on there too, and you have a higher chance of going viral. So TikTok for me is just a place I go to laugh. I don't actually have an account with it, but TikTok is fun. But as far as YT, I guess it's just best to just go through the process and deal with it the best way you can. Because, like you said, this is about health. This whole stream, this can lead back to you stressing so much it can start affecting your health. Like anytime somebody has to check into rehab because of YT, you know, that's problematic. You're stressing, oh man, I just lost 30 subscribers. You have a gray hair the next day. Like people don't really believe that this can happen to you stressing over things that are beyond your control. It starts affecting your health, whether it's outside or it's inside, internally or externally. That's kind of what we're dealing with here.
Oh my goodness, you got me with that. You can get gray hair and you lost 30 subscribers and you get gray hair the next day. Oh God, this is so funny. But really, you're right because a whole lot of people stress a lot about YT, and I think it shouldn't even be. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. It's come on, man. It's just an app. You know, it's just something that okay, you're gonna make some change from there. Or let me not call it change some cash if you're lucky. But some people are taking it so serious as if it's a life and death situation where it's either I get so many subscribers and so many views on YT, or this is this is just it. I can't handle it. I'm heartbroken. I was on someone's stream, and the person was complaining on how the person lost so many subscribers. And the next thing the person was saying, I was depressed, I was so sad. And I was thinking, you were depressed, you were all these things happened to you just because you lost subscribers. And I was like, first of all, those subscribers, they were not even organic. So why were you thinking that they were going to stay? Because if you have organic subscribers, they stay. And for me, it's going to be 2 years soon on YT. So I understand some things, and I know that this sub for sub thing is very wrong. It's going to hurt your channel later on. So people that just created their channel that are less than a year now on YT, they're still enjoying getting views, getting 400, 500. It will come to a point where even to get 100 views is going to be a problem, because all those people you've been rolling with after 1 year, 1.5, you will not see them in your channel that much. Okay, because people are getting monetized and they're focusing on other things they have to do. So at the end of the day, this sub for sub will hurt the channel. And that's what I always tell everybody. I said, do it just because you want to get your 1K and maybe 4K watch hour. But just know that later on, if you do not build organic subscribers, it will hurt your channel and you keep losing them. So it's just normal. It's not something that people should get depressed and so upset over and all stressed out and swearing and feeling so sad. They don't want to move. They don't want to do anything. They're all angry, causing problem in their homes just because of YT. I think that's extreme.
Yeah, that's what I said about the gray hair thing. It actually is the actual thing. People stress over things they cannot control. Next thing you know, they have one gray hair on their head in the mirror tomorrow morning. That's just what it is. YouTube is like anything else. There have been other social media outlets before this, like MySpace, for example, and look at what happened with that. It failed. Everything rises and cools down at some point, and there's always going to be something that comes along in the future that probably may beat out YouTube and Facebook and these other these are in the now type of social outlets where everybody wants to be part of a fad. A fad means something that's likable and that's trending for the moment, but eventually it becomes a burnout. Like you get disinterested in it. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I've told many people every empire is built and then it falls down. Literally, that's kind of what it is here. So far as YouTube, I always just tell people, even if it's stressful, just try to grow the best you can. And once you get monetized, you really don't have to roll, because that's going to naturally come. People are going to check why you're monetized and try to see what your content's about. And they'll subscribe to you on their own if they want to. And a lot of times it really doesn't take that much of an effort to build your own audience, because others see that you're monetized. They see that your videos are recommended depending on the viewership you get. And some people just still, no matter what, no matter how you try to encourage them, they're going to have in their mind, I'm going to quit YouTube. I can't do this anymore. That kind of thing. And if you quit and go somewhere else, you're going to have to go through the same steps. You're going to have to gradually build your way up and be where you were at. And then by that time, if it comes, you'll ask yourself, well, maybe it wasn't worth quitting. And, that's the problem about regret. So YouTube, the whole stressing thing about it can lead to your health decreasing too, because you're spending time just stressing so much over something that really is important. I tell people there's life outside of YouTube. If you are going to be worrying about something, worry about life, not a social media outlet, because this is like money. It's going to come and go. So I just tell everybody that supports me, thank you for supporting me, because I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. So like I said, I really value my supporters, but sometimes a lot of them just don't understand, where it's like, I want this success now. It takes patience to get where you want to be. And, that's a part of life, whether it's YouTube or anything else. You will get your just due if it's meant for you to have it. And God controls destiny. So, as far as YouTube, don't make this your life. Just try to follow the guidelines and build organically.
You're very correct, Proudness. You're really, really correct. Because the thing is, I feel like probably because some people are really new on Whitey. Sorry, I was moving so much. I was trying to come inside because it's getting dark and mosquitoes outside. So I wanted to just come in and sit down. All right. So I feel like some people really do not understand this whole Whitey thing, and they're just taking it like it they're taking it too serious, you know. I feel like people are taking it too serious because getting all depressed and all worked up because of Whitey, it's not really necessary at the end. Oh, my daughter just knocked down my device. It's not it's not really necessary, you know, because this is just something that most people just say, okay, it's like a side hustle. Why should you take it so serious? Like, get other things that you're doing, get many source of income, so you don't really rely only on White. And one thing that new YouTubers don't even understand, they feel like all these big YouTubers get all their pay, you know, all the money that some of them are making $100,000, more than $100,000 on YouTube. They feel like all those $100,000 is coming um from the ads, forgetting that these people have different like affiliate marketing. They are doing so many things that they are doing for people that is actually generating all this whole 100,000 or over 100,000, not just from one video. They are getting 100,000. You're like, oh wow, let me go create a YouTube channel so me too I can make $100,000 in a month
Right.
or in a year or in 6 months. So I think that's another thing that make people get depressed and all stressed out when their YT channel is not working out, and they fail to understand that it doesn't really work that way. What do you think?
I think this is best served as a hobby for people that aren't really trying to go through the process, because 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs is not easy. I mean, nothing in life comes easy. That's just kind of what it is. You have to work to get the things you want. But as far as one of these things, it really depends on you. You can put as much hours into this as you want, but there's gonna come a point where even live streams only aren't gonna work or be passable for you to get those requirements that YouTube puts out. That's why you start to see small YouTuber support slowly decreasing, because people start understanding that it hurts them more than it helps them. So, like I said, I don't really think YouTube as a whole is something to stress over. It's a creation for us to do for fun, socialize, even start businesses and marketing, like you said. But the only time you're really prospering off YouTube is if you're somebody that's in the 100,000s and up. And that's just kind of what it is. I feel like there's room for us to all eat, but YouTube favors the established more than us. And we're the ones really putting in a lot of hard work to get where we're at. But I always make it known to everybody, I'm more a supporter than content creator. That's how I started my journey. But I don't tell anybody else that they shouldn't put out content, because they have to do what they think is best for them. And if they're happy with it, nobody can tell them different. So far as YouTube, like I said, don't stress about this, guys that's watching in the chat, because despite the points that we've given about these subjects, you always look at the live stream after and a dislike or two will surface. But the funny thing about them, like I explained to people, is those that dislike the video, sometimes they have the same belief system we have regarding YT, and that's ironic. I'm not gonna get into all that because that's just what it is. But I feel like this: you have a voice, get up here and state your, distaste for the way YouTube is doing things lately. But a lot of people rather just dislike. I'm like, you can't really like or dislike a video if you only watched for 10 seconds. You don't know what else it has to offer. And the person that's hosting the video can really be engaging and fun to watch. But other people rather just hit you with, oh, great video, but they can't tell you what's great about it.
You're right. It is so so true. And another thing, you just from what you said, just like I said earlier, that from what you're saying, I will be picking out points and we'll just be talking about them. You mentioned dislike, that people give dislike on videos, and I see how stressful people get about getting thumbs down, on a video. When somebody give them thumbs down, they feel all stressed out and they're upset, and they're like, yeah, but somebody give me thumbs up. And another thing too, on live stream too, you see somebody will just coming into someone's live stream, hello host, um how are you, blah blah blah. After two three comments, the next thing you see, oh, somebody gave you a thumbs down. And I'm thinking, why are you giving that person that information when you know that most people already, that makes them upset when they hear that their live stream or a video of theirs has a thumbs down. And I always tell people that do not stress about thumbs down in a video. If someone gives you a thumbs down, it is okay. That is another way that YT knows that something is happening with that your content. Either you're getting likes, you're getting dislikes, but it is still passing the same message to YT. Something is going on. Okay, so it doesn't really matter if you get one or two, three, or five thumbs down on a video that already you have like maybe 10 thumbs up or 20 thumbs up, or at least your thumbs up is still more than your thumbs down. People shouldn't stress so much about it, because sometimes at the end of the day, if you're always getting thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, what is it? Is it that your videos are only watched by people that know you? Or how is it that nobody ever disagrees with what you say? Because everybody can never agree to everything you say 100%. So getting thumbs down, people should see it as normal. It's part of the communication. That's like someone saying, I disagree with what you say. And I always use my Wendy video, for example, the video when I was talking about how she is always belittling Africans, and she happens to be a black woman also, and I don't like that, and I stated all these things. And a whole lot of people that were her fans gave that my video thumbs down. Some of them even went as far as commenting on my video and bashing me about it. And but the way I handled it made them to talk more, because maybe they were expecting me to come in and insult them. So that, but no, the kind of reply I gave them got them upset that I'm not angry for them insulting me. So they kept commenting and saying more things. And if you see that video has so much engagement, because people, there's so much comments and replies and reply. I comment, they comment. In my mind, you don't even know that you're doing me a favor by, keep commenting in my chat. So what do you have to say about people stressing so much when they get thumbs down on their video?
I don't really think that you should do that far as stressing, because again, it's something that's out of your control. This is gonna happen all the time. People are gonna disagree with you, but I mean, I'm okay with somebody disagreeing with me as long as they're not insulting me or calling me out my name. Then it's gonna be a problem. And just like now, you can look at all of your own chats. For example, when you're up here on StreamYard and you don't see anybody watching, or they are watching and they don't contribute, that's a little bit alarming, just because I'm like, you're sitting here watching, why don't you give your thoughts? Because I'm pretty sure you have something to say that can implement in this conversation to make it more interesting. That's why they say, I'll never have a conversation without flavor. And the fact that you can be perceived as boring because the conversations you have longevity, like that's another thing that's wrong with YouTube or just any other social outlet. Why would you want to just talk about one thing? Because you'll get bored really quick. And it's fun to disagree and debate sometimes, but other people just take it next level where name calling starts to happen, and it's not even worth all of that. Like what you just said about your situation here, people will post all kinds of hate comments. I'm like, don't do that. Don't tell me something about a video you don't like, because if I say that I've taken up a recommendation and I watch a video that was recommended to me by a friend, and I say, well, I wasn't really a fan of the content, they're gonna call me a hater. Right? Why? Because I didn't like one video that you like somebody. It doesn't work like that. I just feel like you can't make certain videos on here to some people, because you can make videos however you want. It's your platform. But I feel like this: if you really have a problem with it, like the people you explain, why watch? Because the host that you're getting mad at isn't going to stop posting things that maybe upset you. You know, it's just a wave on here, and nobody can tell you what to post because if they really got an issue, why don't you use your own platform and post something that you like? It's always going to be like that.
You're very correct. Very correct. Because at the end of the day, if you don't like content that someone will put out, don't watch, you know. And then another thing I notice is when you say the truth about someone that they really like, they come and they bash you. But when the person does something that is really nice, everybody is talking about it, and you also talk about it, they don't come back. Those same people that were bashing you, they don't come back and say, ah, okay, now you're saying something that I like about this person. They won't even watch. But if you would just title that video in a way that they suspect that you're bashing somebody, celebrity that they like. And I always ask the question that if it's a celebrity, that means the person can never do something wrong, or nobody can disagree with the celebrity just because you are a fan of that celebrity and somebody cannot state the fact. It's just strange. I think people just take YT too serious.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I made this example a while back in many chats on panel on StreamYard, and I said the problem is it's okay to like somebody, like their artistry or like whatever they do, far as their profession, but don't go to bat for them like you personally know them because you really don't. Like somebody, you can say something that's critical of Wendy Williams or Beyonce, and you're not saying nothing wrong. You're just being critically factual, and somebody will take it like, "Oh, don't talk about my favorite artist." Like I'm gonna tell my mom that you just talked about my favorite artist. That's how I see it as a side of sarcasm. You're gonna tell your parents on me because I didn't like a song by your favorite artist. That's a bit extreme and somewhat slightly obsessive. It isn't that serious, and they always say the same thing. Oh, you're just mad because they have more money than you. Yes, they do have more money than me, and they also have false worshipers around them. So who really loses in that matter? Because people are only around you when you got money and you're paying their dividends. So, like I said, it's like they say, I'm not a fan of nobody. I like the artistry, I like what they do. But they get caught up in their own image as a gimmick actor that they can't differentiate who they are on screen to who they are in real life. And when you pick them apart and you're critical of them fairly, their favorite fans get upset. And sometimes the fandom is obsessive, and I don't even blame the celebrity if they're humble, because these fans sometimes create that atmosphere for you to start developing a sense of dislike towards these people we're referring to. Just like you can take something that's trending and post it, and you can just give your thoughts. It's automatically a crime because somebody don't like what you're saying, and all you're doing is referring to whatever you posted. Just like clickbait. I don't like clickbait. I never have. Don't mislead somebody in the title, because they're gonna have every right to be like, well, don't post a misleading title because now I'm gonna get on you for it. And that's kind of the door that people open. Yeah, it's right. It's their platform. They can do whatever they want. But when your views start decreasing and you see what you perceive as hate in the comment section, sometimes what comments are contesting you are justified because you're posting everything that the video is not. And that's the problem with YouTube. Hey, Marvelous, how you doing? Blessings. It's just one of those things where I think some people they love these celebrities so much so as if they can't do nothing wrong in those fans' eyes. And a lot of celebrities have a selfish nature too, which makes headlines. How many things that, like trending gist, like you say, you're posting things that are trending. How many things about celebrities pop up that are negative? And how many celebrities have insulted fans that really, support them and appreciate them, buy their merchandise, their albums, whatever they do, and the celebrities not really thankful for them doing so. And then when we criticize them fairly, we're the ones that are saying something wrong about a celebrity that most likely doesn't even care about you like they think.
You're right, Proud Mix. Hello, Marvelous. Sorry. I was waiting for Proud Mix to land. Okay. I didn't want to cut him short. I wanted him to land before I say anything. So that's why I was saying hello with my phone to you. Hello. At first, when you came in, I didn't know whose ninja that was, but I knew it was a ninja, but I didn't know whose ninja it was. Ify Dan said, hi, host. Thumbs up, done. Thank you so much, Marvelous. God bless you for that thumbs up. Thank you very much for stopping by. God bless you. I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. If you done said hi, bro, proud. Okay, that's Proud Mix. She's saying hello to Proud Mix. If you done, she said, what's the topic, host? I'm good, bro. And you? Okay. And she laughed. Ha ha ha. I know. And she said, "Una well done, oh." Thank you very much. Okay, Marvelous. We started with hiking, the benefits of hiking, and so it was just about health and wellness. And then when we rounded up with that, we slowly moved on to politics for a little bit. And now we are talking about YT and the challenges and things that are going on in the small YouTubers group. Although some people feel offended when you use the word small YouTubers, but I don't know why people feel that way, because it just, everything in life is in stages, right? Even every year we get older, right? So we were once children, we were once very young, okay? We were once called children, we were once toddlers. So slowly we progressed into adults. Now we are now, and someday we're going to be referred to as old people too, right? Okay, so so that being said, I don't know why people feel offended. So we're just talking about some of the challenges on YT, and we're talking about the whole moderator thing. The way some people demand for this moderator thing, it's almost like their life depend on it, that they are asking you to give them, blue jacket, give me a blue jacket, or can you, they tell you, someone comes into your live stream and they tell you, host, can you give this person a blue jacket? And from there, we just talked about other challenges, how this whole banana rolling thing is still going to affect everybody later on, because some people feel like, okay, because I'm giving to somebody and the person is giving me 24 hours later or 2 days later, I'm not going to face the same problem. Of course, everybody will face the same problem. Everybody that is doing this whole rolling, it still boils down to sub for sub, okay? Because you're subbing to somebody and the person is subbing back to you, be it the same day, the same minute, or 24 hours later. Okay, so we were just explaining that it might not happen now for those people that their channels are under 1 year and all that. You still be getting your views and all that, but by the time your channel is clicking 2 years, 3 years, and all you have is give me banana, I give you banana, your channel, it will, all be affected. And because that already is something that YT doesn't really appreciate. So we're just talking about all those things and how YT is not dealing with the problem of people using other people's profile photo to go bully other people on their stream, go there being all rude. Then that brought us to celebrity discussions, and how people will come on people's videos and give you thumbs down just because the topic you're talking about, maybe they disagree with it, or what is the reason, we don't get. But some people feel very sad and take it too personal when they get thumbs down. And I was like, okay, let's just discuss that also here. And I was like, it's not that serious, this whole thumbs down thing. And I was like, I don't understand why some people will actually go on people's stream and tell them that they got thumbs down when they know that it makes them sad. So that's just what we were talking about. Okay, she said, okay, host. She said, you are right, host. Me, anyone that says give me jacket, for me, I block the person. Are you serious? Are you serious? You just block the person just like that? Just because the person asks for blue jacket? Promise, what do you think about what Marvelous just said? She said for her, if someone will come to her live stream and ask for blue jacket, she's blocking the person straight. What do you think?
I agree with that, Marvelous, because today I was in Sweet Mother Kitchen's stream and she thought it wasn't me because the same thing happened to me. Somebody was using my face last week, I was told, in two separate occasions, and they finally stopped. Now they're doing it to somebody else. But I had to clarify that it was me. And, that's the problem, like I said, about rolling. It's going to make you question everybody, and then you're not knowing who it is. And the signs are simple. You know how people talk anyway and how they chat, what they type. I'm always very descriptive in what I say in the comments or in the chat itself. And I agree because if they're asking, everybody that comes to a chat and demands, they're not asking, they're demanding a mod, a wrench. You know what? When you deny them, what do? They spam the chat potentially, or they thumbs you down. And that's why I said, well, you said Marvelous. I understand that's what it should be. You block them immediately, then you report them. But you also have to understand you can do that a million times and they're going to come back a million times more. That's just what it is on YT. When YT needs to fix that because they're the ones that are responsible. And, it's like when you create ninjas, you can easily use one of those to troll somebody. And that's the problem that YouTube poses. Like, everybody on here that wants to really prosper genuinely, now you have to worry about somebody pretending to be you. And then next thing you know, you have to explain to everybody, well, that wasn't me. And if you're clearly paying attention, like if it was somebody that was pretending to be Marvelous, I would already know it's not her. You know the dialogue that somebody is going to say already. So, like I said, I'm always an advocate on safety. Be safe on here.
So, from what Marvelous said, that has actually brought another question that I want to ask. But let me first read what she's saying. Okay, she said, everything you're saying bothers me too, but there is nothing we can do about it. That's so true. Me, it doesn't even bother me. Thumbs down, asking for, I just ignore you, pretend like I didn't see. And then if it's for the thumbs down, it doesn't even bother me because I feel like you're actually doing me a favor also, because at the end of the day my thumbs up will still be higher than my thumbs down. So even if it's higher than by just 5 or 3 or 2, of which most time is always more, okay, your thumbs up will always be more than your thumbs down. So it's just the same way of letting Whitey know that people are really watching, and some people don't really agree with what. So it won't be as if you are having just your friends and family people watching your video. So everything you say, even if it's stupid, it doesn't make sense. They just give you thumbs up just because you're their friend or you're part of their family. So yeah, I feel people should see it that way. So they don't have to stress so much about it. That it's giving YT the message that yes, this person has organic viewers also, because not everybody's not agreeing to what the person is posting. Okay, not always thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and zero thumbs down. One thumbs down, it's okay. Keep it moving. Don't even stress about it. Don't let it bother you. And in the case of people asking for blue jacket, most times just keep the comment as if you didn't see that particular comment. Once you read it and you notice that it's about blue jacket, just skip to the next comment and keep reading. And every time that person repeat that statement, completely ignore the person. They will stop. I think so. But the question I wanted to ask, from when Marvelous said she just blocks the person straight, I wanted to ask, what if this is someone that you know on YT, someone that you always visit their channel? They always visit your channel, and the person just comes to your channel and tells you to give another person a blue jacket. How will you? How are you going to handle that? Are you here, Proud Mix? Are you still here or you're busy? Okay, let me be reading comments until Proud Mix is ready. If he said, yeah, it's only. Are you here, Proud Mix? Are you still here or you're said, yeah, it's only those people that come with other faces are the ones asking for jacket always, cause they just want jackets to delete the good ones in the house, maybe, and know how to and how the person talks. Well, yeah, you're right. Knowing, I don't know, maybe network problem. Proud Mix is down. So yeah, it's always people that are strange most times, but sometimes too it can come from people that you can see that these are real accounts. And I just feel like some people, because they don't really know what to say to those people, they just accept and they give the blue jacket because somebody that they know in the chat is asking them to do so. And I think more people should talk about this thing, so people will understand that it's really not right to ask people to give blue jacket. Okay, yeah, but yeah, promise. I thought same too, because when I was like, let me drop the link again. Don't put this in your mouth. This is color. It is dangerous. Okay, I will be right back. Let me just get something for my little one. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, Proud Mix. If clicking on it, I actually clicked. I actually went out of the stream to to come back in. Okay, so I actually asked a question. Let me quickly ask the question now that you're back up. so you can be answering it while I attend to my little one. I asked that, as Marvelous said, quickly delete the, as in block the person, and they ask for blue jacket. I said, what if it's coming from somebody that you know that this is a real account, it's not a fake account, but the person is asking you to give them blue jacket or give someone else blue jacket? How do you handle such a situation?
Well, I had an idea, and I told everybody that if you have WhatsApp or any other outlet that you talk to people on here outside of YouTube, and they're your moderators, first and foremost, unmod everybody. And then the people that you feel you can trust, on that you talk to outside of YouTube, keep them as moderators or remod them. But everybody else, even if they are a strong supporter on YouTube, nothing against them. It's just you really want to preserve the safety of your chat, because they can spam it with emojis, and then there may come an issue where you have to block them. So that's the only idea I thought of, because I feel like the people that you talk to outside of YouTube, you know them well enough to decide if you feel you shouldn't give them that privilege or not. So I think that's, if that helps what Marvelous means, then that's just the way I would personally go about it.
Thank you very much for answering that. Let me read comments coming from Marvelous. Let me see. Um, okay, she said, cause they just want Jacket to delete the good ones in the house. Maybe the person they don't like. That's true. You have a good point with that. That's true. Most people, they just ask for blue jacket for their own benefit, for their own selfish reason, not because they really want to help the person to be a moderator. And some people really don't understand that a moderator is actually a job, like a job is being given to you. It's not that you come and post your link all the time. Okay, she also said, Ify Dan also said, before I give anyone jacket in my house, I must have known the person and known how the person talks. That's a very good point. Yes, it's really good to know how somebody communicates, the kind of things that you know the person would usually say, so you know who you're giving. So in case someone else comes in and it's not the person, you will quickly spot the difference from the way the person writes. Okay, Promise said network, sorry, I'll come back up. Okay, even if anyone asks me to do so, I will not. Okay. That's cool, because some people don't really have the mind, so if Dan is saying, even though somebody asked her to give someone else a blue jacket in her house, that she's not going to do it if she doesn't want to. She said, host, please let me go take a shower. We will be right back. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. You just did not come in here and just say hello, host, thumbs up, done. You engaged, you asked what the conversation was about, you engaged and actually shared your own opinion about what we're talking about. And this also brings me to probably the next topic. We were actually talking about it also, that some people will just go to a stream, they're not going to join the conversation, they're just going to concentrate on grabbing bananas and not even try to find out what the host is talking about and just give their own opinion. Also, just a way to encourage the host to keep it moving, and they just focus on banana, and they don't contribute, they just stay silent on the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Marvelous. I'm grateful. God bless you greatly. God bless you. Thank you very much for these points that you shared. I love hearing everybody's opinion and how they will react to things, because I know everybody will handle and react to things differently. So hence, I love to hear from everyone as possible. Over to you, Proud Mix.
Yeah, but like I said, there's three types of people that come in the chats. The ones that want to contribute because you ask them, and sometimes they might voluntarily. Then there's the other half that come in strictly to roll, which is nothing wrong with that. And then there's the last bit that either are demanding moderators or they come in because they just want to see what's being talked about. And so they can go tell somebody else. And When I was in the stream the other day, one of my supporters, and she supports a lot of others too, she was saying the thing that makes her feel uncomfortable on here is you don't know who's watching you. And if they're not saying anything, that does kind of make you feel uneasy because YouTube doesn't have this way of us knowing who's watching us. And that's really alarming just because you don't know who's on the other side. And I've always said in my streams, like, give me your thoughts if you disagree, or if you just have a specific topic you want to talk about. I'm open to that too, but just don't be in the bushes because that's really nerving. And it's just like I agree with what Marvelous is saying. They're not asking you for a moderator; they're demanding it. And if you don't give it to them, they thumbs you down, or they say a lot of things that are a bunch of nonsense. It's not even worth it. Like it's being a moderator has its pros and cons because you dropping links, if you do it too much, you can hurt your host that you're supposed to be defending. That's the point of the whole wrench, to block out someone who potentially spams the chat, which you can also do. And then that leads to the host having to unmod you as well. So I just feel like I don't understand why is something so hyper, to be a moderator. Any moderator wrench that has been given to me, I earned it. I don't go and ask for blue jackets like I explained to Sweet Mother earlier. I told her first thing, I don't ask anybody for blue jackets. Now, if the host wants to make me that, that's fine. I'm grateful. But I am going to do what they need me to do, which is protect their chat. Because I've timed a few people out and I've removed messages when the host asked me to, or if it really was called for. Other than that, I'm not just going to boot somebody because I feel like I don't like who they are. Like, that's not what the wrench is for. You have to abide by what it means. And a lot of these people have proven they just want it so they can time others out. It happened to me, and it happened to Sing and Flourish. I saw her get booted for no reason by Marvelous, not Marvelous in here, a fake person that was impersonating Marvelous. And then they ended up doing the same thing to me when I was trying to talk to I think that was Minister Charity LS. And then I got timed out. So it was like, that's how it was. And Minister Charity and a few others actually took my advice where she unmodded everybody. And a stream of hers I was in not too long ago, somebody said, why are there no moderators? And she explained it, but they kind of got mad about it. And that's what I'm saying. It's really not that big of a deal to be a moderator.
This is even a new one. This one you just said now, it's even a new one. Really? So because somebody made you a moderator and you came back the next day, you're no longer a moderator, you will go and start asking, why am I no longer a moderator? This is really serious. This is really serious. If it's me, I don't think I would ask that question because I would just feel like something actually went wrong, or the person felt like I wasn't doing a good job. So that's fine. Because if you feel like somebody is not doing a good job, it is okay for you to take back your, this in your blue jacket. So even going all the way to go and ask her, why am I no longer a moderator? It is very strange because if you are a moderator, you always have to show up for somebody's stream, except when something really extremely important is keeping you away, you know, that's when you know that, okay, yes, I wasn't able to show up for a reason. But if you are a moderator, shouldn't you know that she had issues? That's why she actually took back the blue jacket from everybody, just so she would be more careful, just as to be more careful. So it really just boils down to, some people feel like it is just a special thing, like it's too important to have that blue jacket. What do you think?
It's really no importance behind it. It's just there to help you assist your host and protecting and preserving the safety of the chat and preventing the LS or a video premiere from potentially getting flagged and taken down because somebody wants to spam with links or emojis. That's what you're supposed to do. But I don't really understand this obsessive appeal now all of a sudden behind being a moderator, because it goes no further than that. Unless you're moderating for somebody that has over 1 million subs and you're getting paid for it, then that's when you want to be a little bit abrasive, but you still want to understand what your job is to moderate the situation if need be. And I think now it's just getting out of hand, where it's just like, is that really important to you being a moderator? You can literally take the wrench emoji itself and put it next to anything you say in the chat and pretend you're a moderator if it's that important to you, because it's not that important to me. And when I first started supporting Nessa on her original channel, Vanessa Ogumwale, I wasn't a moderator then. She eventually made me one, and that's a growth and more. I'm not sure if I'm a moderator. I can't really remember, but it's not really a big deal. Anybody that I moderate for, I do what they ask of me and nothing more. I'm not just gonna time somebody out for no reason. Now, if they're saying terms that they were warned about by the host and they don't follow suit and the host asked me to remove them, then I'm gonna do that. Because if I don't, then I don't need the wrench, obviously. That's the only time that it makes every bit of sense for a host to start questioning whether you're a solid moderator or not, because they give you the wrench because they entrust their judgment in you before they do that. So, like I said, I'd rather earn the wrench if the host feels like they want to give it to me. Now, if they don't, I'm not gonna make any qualms about it. But these people who are, imposters, and even some that aren't, they make it a big deal. Sometimes people can come in your stream like, "Can I get a blue jacket?" And they'll say, "Hello, host." And then if you say no, or you just don't answer because you're too busy following the chat, they just leave and they won't say nothing after that. And sometimes they don't even give you a thumbs down. But it's really like, is that important to you? If it's that important to you, go to the store and buy a wrench and pretend you're a moderator in life. You don't need it on YouTube. It's not that big of a deal. So, like I said, I just feel like it's really getting out of hand now, because all of them that have gotten it, all they're doing is booting other people. So go to your local store, buy yourself a wrench, and there you go. You're a moderator. So I think that's best.
Oh, good. Okay, so Ify Dan said, if I go to any LS and I don't comment, that means I am busy or I'm not interested in the topic. That's very true. That is very true. If you're busy or you're not interested in the topic, that is so correct, because you just stay there and just listen, but just let the host know that you are available, like you're there. Or sometimes for me, if I'm even busy, I go to people's stream, I just give them their thumbs up. I just give them their thumbs up. I just saw a notification. I think Vanessa Ogumbo Wallet just uploaded the video. I just got a notification. So if I go to someone's LS and I'm very busy, I give the thumbs up. I won't even say any word. I will just leave the person running, and I continue with whatever I'm doing, because I don't want to comment. Then when the person says something to me, I'm not able to respond. I'm not able to respond. For me, that makes me feel somehow. So, but if it's a topic I'm not interested in, I'm just going to just stay there, just let you know that I'm there, but I'm not going to say anything. So you're really correct about that. So, Proudness, what do you think? Do you agree or disagree with what Marvelous said? She said, if I go to any LS and I don't comment, that means I am busy or I am not interested in the topic.
For me, it's different. Sometimes I'm busy, and sometimes I can't really stop to say anything because of how busy I am, whether I'm out or around the house. And sometimes I will be in the chat just listening to what everybody says, because I learned a valuable lesson through both of my parents. regarding life in general. Like they say, the same people that praise you when they're least expecting you to be there, they'll be the same ones talking bad about you. And I'm not saying that's the case here in any instance, but it's a very valuable lesson. And the same people that you think are your friends and got your back be the same ones trashing you when you're not present. And you do have to watch for that so you can address it at some point. But I do kind of agree with what Marvel is saying for her in some degree too, because sometimes the chat may come off as is dry, nothing's really happening, it's boring. And that's not to say nothing far as the host. I feel like some hosts even say sometimes that they're bored just doing LS because two or three people show up, they say hello, how's it going, and then they don't follow up with it. They don't say anything to engage with the host. And just because you share somebody out doesn't always mean that people are going to come from the message, the notification, and join the stream. That's just one of those things where that comes with the territory of doing LS. You are just going to be sitting there for hours at your own leisure. If it's up to you, however long you're going to be there, remember 2 to 3 hours. Like Marvelous, when she would do the LS, it was always busy, but she even can tell you when she comes back. You know, we talked about a lot of this in her stream, and the day after, she had 5 dislikes because a lot of the things that you're addressing here, people really don't like when you talk about it. And they were in the chat just watching and observing what you were saying. And that's problematic too, because it's kind of like you're watching us say this, but you feel the same way as us. So what's the problem? And if you're not there, you know the saying, if the shoe fits, wear it. If you feel that it applies to you in some type of way, then most likely you are the one that's being talked about because you know how you are on here and how you maneuver. So what Marvelous is saying isn't a bad thing. Everybody's content isn't for everybody. And you know, it's gonna be labeled a dozen times. People can say much worse than I'm not interested. They can say, "Oh, your content is rubbish. I don't enjoy it. I don't like your content." It's the same thing regarding the moderators. You know, if you really want to wrench, just be patient and maybe the host will give it to you. But some hosts even explain they're not really trying to give out no moderators at this time because they have enough of them that they trust. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made the person a mod in the first place. So, like I said, I know I'm being sarcastic about it, but if you really want to wrench, go to your local hardware store and there you go. You're a moderator. Now, as far as not being involved in anybody's content, if it's not interesting to you, you know what? Just tune out. Don't even watch the video. Just like Vanessa's videos. It doesn't have to get a dislike for somebody to say they're not interested. Some people will just be like, oh, this isn't my cup of tea, and they'll leave. But they won't leave a comment or dislike the video. It'll still count as a view. So you can't lose either way. You'll win. It's a win-win. And like I said, sometimes people get a misunderstanding of you saying that you're not interested in their content. You're not gonna do everything everybody likes. It's just some people just are really sensitive when it comes to that. And it doesn't really need to be, just like the moderator situation. Now, if YouTube in the future ever takes away the option to moderate or make us moderators where nobody's gonna be, then what are we going to say? That's strictly a choice on the front office, and they have every right to make it. They're the ones that created this. If that's what they want to do, there's nothing that we can say. It's out of our reach. So I just feel like try to be a little bit more understanding and patient and just do the favor that the host is asking you to do, because all they're asking you to do is preserve the protection of their chat, nothing else. So it's really not a big deal. And like I said, if it's that important to you, go to your hardware store, get a wrench, and there you go. You are a moderator in life, not just YouTube, and that's more important. So there you have it.
You're correct. You're so right. Dead on, spot on. There's something else I even from what you just said now. that I want to even talk about. You're very correct when you said sometimes people do not like the topic people talk about, but something I do not understand is if you do not like a topic that somebody is talking about or the person's opinion, why don't you just debate it on that stream where the person is, at that time when the person is talking about it? I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like, as the person is saying it, when the person is done, you say, please, I disagree for these reasons, A, B, C. That's why I disagree with what you're saying. It's better to just talk about it. But one thing I have noticed is that sometimes people disagree with you, but they don't say it. And then they go group in somebody else's live stream and they address it. And then you can see when they notice that the particular people that they are talking about are not present in that stream, they are all free to talk about things that they want to talk about, that they were supposed to talk about where the whole topic or whatever was raised. And that brings me to when you always say that you do not know who is watching you on YT, because they don't say this person is here, but the person is not commenting. If the person has never said hello, the person is just in the stream, you won't know who the person is. And that actually happened, and I happened to stumble across someone's live stream. And then the topic that we discussed on Vanessa's LS, that we were talking about the whole Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, they were addressing it, but it was late and I was preparing my little one, so I didn't want to comment in the person's live stream, so I just put a thumbs up, but I didn't say any words. And then I heard a lot of things that people were saying, then I was smiling, like someone was so stressing, nobody's gonna confuse me, I know what the Bible says. And I was thinking, I was on Vanessa's LS, why did you not, till this day, the people that made all those comments still did not know that I was on that stream and I heard everything they all said. I even screenshot some of the comments from that stream and I have it in my device. And I felt like this really, and after LS, I just sat and I thought about what you used to say, Proud Mix. And I was like, Proud Mix used to say that as in one thing that is creepy on YT is that someone can be on your stream and you would not know. And to me, that really proved to me that some people will be on streams, they disagree with you, they will not voice their opinion, but they go somewhere else and they are so bold, beating their chest. And I'm like, beat you, nobody's going to beat you. First of all, you're in a different country, I'm in a different country. We can disagree all day. It is normal, but going to someone else's stream where you know that the people that discuss about that, they are not all present to debate it with you anymore. Now you say nobody's going to confuse me. First of all, nobody was trying to confuse you. Okay, it was a topic that was raised and the topic was being discussed by people there. Nobody's forcing you to believe what anybody's saying, right? You have a choice to believe what you want to believe and not believe what you want to believe. So you're really correct that YT is scary. And the fact that so many people are not open to have dialogue, it's even more scarier to me. Over to you, Brown Mix. What do you have to say?
But see, that I understand what you were saying, Mel, because I've experienced that too. Like somebody felt things I say can come off as preachy, but one thing that I had to put them in check was, you know what, I'm not going to say anything that isn't factual. And if I'm wrong, I can admit it like a man. And if I'm wrong also, I'll tell myself, well, I definitely got out of pocket and said something wrong. Just like the contributions I made to that discussion, if that's the one you're referring to, in Nessa's stream. You know what? I even explained to Nessa herself that this is a lot of the visions and belief that scholars have. That's why we're having this discussion, because of the scholars. They have different thoughts on what scripture or Psalms mean to them. Everybody interprets it how they do. And one thing that all of us can agree on, whether we like each other or not, is what's in that Bible is what's in that Bible. None of us can rewrite it. It's there for a reason. So, like I said, like I explained to Nessa, I wasn't trying to confuse her or anything. It was just get her to understand that these are the scholars' beliefs. That's what they believe. It's not about them intending to confuse you. You're just trying to see why they feel that way and interpret it as your own way. but also understand the unexplained things that aren't there. It's not for us to know. So far as people getting like that, where they're gonna talk about what you said in the stream but go elsewhere, why didn't you address the people that was talking about it when you were present? Because that's kind of cowardly. And I'm not labeling nobody. It's just, if you have an opposing view of something, you could have talked about it like an adult with who you disagreed with. If we're all adults here, I just don't understand that. And that's the problem with social media as a whole. Like, people feel tough when they're addressing somebody that initiated the conversation and they're not present. Like, I've always had a problem with that, because that makes you come off like a mouse. And you just have to say what you feel while the conversation's in progress. That's cowardly. And it's not talking bad about anybody. I can't address a ghost if I don't see who I'm referring to. And I just feel like this: if you have an opposing view of mine, let's talk about it. I'm not gonna insult you or say something where it comes off as tough and it's steering away from what the actual topic is. And again, that's what I meant to you earlier when I said about my parents teaching me that lesson. The very same people that can be in your face agreeing with you, that's always going to be like that. But then when you're not present, you hear about it through the words of somebody else. Someone else told you, oh, these people were talking about you. Why couldn't they address me? And and there was an actual lyric from a song that I really like so much. Don't tell me about what people say about me. Tell me why they're comfortable telling you what they say about me. And I just feel like that's cowardly.
For me, in this situation, I knew this would have escalated if I had confronted all of them. And I knew for me, I didn't even bother because in this situation, I knew this would have escalated. I didn't even bother addressing most of them when I saw them on other elsewhere, like all of us, we were all present. I didn't want to raise that topic because I was like, okay, let me just let it slide, because if I would raise it, I was kind of disgusted, because I felt like, come on, the floor was open. It was a topic that was being discussed. We were just few, about 3 of us that were, on one side saying one thing, and the rest people were on the other side. So if you really disagreed with us, you could have just written our 3 names in one sentence and just told us you do not agree with us and we should stop confusing. So first of all, we were not there to confuse anybody. We were just stating a fact, like this is what it is. It's like for you to use your brain and decide what you want to believe and what you don't want to believe. And I was just like, let me just let this slide, because I really don't want another YouTube saga, because it would have turned out to be a YouTube saga. Because I believe if I would have confronted, a lot of people would have said, I did say one thing like that, but they wouldn't have known that I had the screenshot of what they were saying because I was in the stream. But they can all swear that I was not in that stream that day, because I never said hello. I never said anything. I knew I wouldn't stay for long. So and they were talking about it, then I left. And I just like, no. Let me not even bother confronting them, because in the first place, they were not bold enough to say it in front of me. So I just know that when next a topic like that is being raised, I'm just going to stay in the chat and not say anything.
Right.
And just allow other people discuss it, and that will be it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too. And the problem extends in the sense that the people that saw or they were in a conversation but didn't really have much to offer because they didn't say nothing, the people that they go back and tell, those people are going to be easily sold. And then if you do confront them, those people that they told are going to automatically believe them, and they're going to jump on you too. That's what it means to have a mind of your own. And this leads back to, health. Like the stream's about. This leads back to health. conserve your energy, because it's not healthy to get involved with a situation that is a misunderstanding on somebody else's behalf. All it was a discussion. But a lot of times when the topic is so heavy, like it is regarding the Bible, many people like to make the conversation more than what it was. It was just all of us trying to get an understanding of things that we had questions, like Nessa said. And then I even said in the stream, I told Nessa, you'll probably have 100 million questions. And I put the laughing emoji because that's kind of what it is. There's a lot of unanswered things in the Bible that we wonder about. But I'm not going to sit here and say, well, somebody's trying to confuse me or convert me. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're just talking about it. And Nessa did ask us questions and we responded. That's all it was. So, like I said, sometimes people make drama out of nothing. And it really is no need be for that, because you're wasting your energy getting really mad about something you really misinterpreted. And I think that's what that is there. But anytime you have to run back and tell somebody else, like, come on, that's really immature, especially if you're an adult, because who you're referring to, you could have just talked to them about it. But it's easier for you to avoid confrontation that you created, rather than actually just talk to the person and say, well, what are we, like, what are you confused about? Let's talk about it. Because that's what I did with Nessa and everybody in the stream when I was posting my knowledge of the Bible. I was just doing what everybody else did. We were just sharing our thoughts of what we thought it meant, just like when we had the conversation about Genesis. What's to debate about? It's all of us trying to understand what we have questions for, also understanding that we may never get the answers to those questions, because that's just kind of the way it is. If God wants you to know what you're questioning, he'll let you know. Just like the book of Job. Book of Job is one of my favorite, stories. He questioned God, but God also reminded him, were you here when I laid the foundations of this earth? Job is one of my favorite characters because he embodies loyalty. That's what it means. He lost everything, but he still remained loyal to God. That and Noah's Ark and Genesis are one of my favorite parts of the Bible. But I'm not going to argue with somebody about it and then say someone's trying to confuse me. That's why anytime you read those books, you ask for enlightenment first so you understand. But sometimes, like I said, it's YT. So drama is going to be created over nothing. And I'm sure as hell not going to make arguments about God. That's one thing that I fear God too much to do. If it's that important to you where you're going to stir up controversy, go do that on your own platform. Just because somebody said something that you disagreed with, you're confused by it. Why? And that's just what I mean about people creating drama over nothing. And I understand the tongue is the most dangerous weapon, like the Bible says, and silence is golden. But sometimes you have to address this stuff. And I'm somebody that is very outspoken, especially when I see what's wrong. I'm going to speak on it, especially if someone's asking my opinion. That's why we engage in conversation in the first place, whether it's to debate it or not. Everybody has a voice for a reason. That's why we use it. And if you don't, that's your fault. And if you really had an issue with it, why didn't you address the situation when it was in progress? I'll always have problems with people like that.
Very true. You're very correct. It's just what it is. And for me, I really like that I experienced all these things on YT, because if you really pay attention on YT, you will really learn a lot from YT, because you meet different kind of people and their approach to things and the way some people respond to certain things. It just gives you this, where is this coming from? Like, it's not that serious. It's just a simple discussion. You're just talking about something simple that you can just sit down and try to analyze things yourself also as a grown up. And some people, the way they just take things, it's almost like I don't get it. Is it that something else was bothering you before this conversation, or it's just this conversation and you're all worked up and all, nagging and all that? But for me, that has really made me to look at these people somehow. And I'm more laid back with people that I saw in that chat that actually were busy talking as if it was something bad that was going on, like we didn't know whatever we were saying. And if you're not ready to do a research, dive in to do a research to find out something. All right, why are you jumping into conclusion that somebody is trying to confuse you? And I felt like that was a very strong word that they were using. Nobody's going to tell me this. I've been reading the Bible all my life and this and that and that. I was like, all these are things you should have said right there in the chat, so we would have explained that we were not trying to confuse anybody or trying to make you believe what we believe or what we think. We are just sharing knowledge because based on the topic that Nessa was discussing that day on her stream, you know. So I just like, okay, I'm more laid back when it comes to these set of people. So sometimes it truly is really better, just as you said, to when something is going on, address it face on with the person or the group of people, other than laying back and talking about it later. And it can also that can actually boil down to something else. But it's really good that we're learning every day here on YT because we're meeting different types of people and different characters. So we're just learning. Over to you.
I just feel like I said, I don't think it's really that big of a deal because we were all there for a purpose to help Nessa, I guess, in a way, get an understanding where she wasn't looking at it from our perspective. That's why we had the conversation in the first place. And it is nice to, talk about stuff like that from time to time to, just all of us converse and give our thoughts, even if we are not saying the same thing. That's what makes conversation with flavor because it's about longevity. You want to have a discussion that has that length of time where you can just talk about a diverse amount of topics. And one thing I don't get into conversation to do is argue with anybody. I'm trying to conserve my energy in the best way. And if it's going to turn into somebody shouting and yelling and insulting, I don't need to be there. That's how I simplify that equation. And there were times that Marvelous even had a chat where they were talking about me, but it was positive while I wasn't present. And that's why I have none but love and respect for Marvelous because, they put my name in a good light. But you also have to understand that this journey comes with hate. And some people just don't have nothing else better to do other than hate you, not even hate on you. They just hate you, hate your existence. And I've always said to somebody, whether you like me or not, it doesn't matter what you like. God loves me. That's what's important to me. But that's, me just and loving the fact that God loves me as one of his sons. That doesn't mean that I'm being arrogant. It's just like I don't live for someone to like me. I live for the purpose God put me here. And I have to make people understand that so they don't get this idea that I'm somebody that's being arrogant or cocky. And I always tell somebody I'm not cocky, I'm confident. Just like God loves his daughters, which is you and everybody else. People feel that, they're going to hurt our feelings by saying mean stuff. I'm just somebody that feel like don't throw stones at glass houses because remember, you do certain things to get where you're at. And I'm not here to judge you, but before you talk down on me, you better check your own self. That's how I'm on it. I just feel like I'm not gonna discuss somebody in a bad connotation if I'm not around them. Because if I really have an issue, I can talk to them about it. And if a fallout, follows such, which I hope isn't the case, because some issues can be a misunderstanding and some can be resolved. But if somebody's not willing to hear me out and rather cut me off and talk over me when they just explain to me to express myself, then the conversation is better off just not having. So that's kind of where I stand with it.
Okay, so Marvelous said, I am back, host. Just have to eat now. Okay, thank you very much for coming back. We're even rounding up. We've been here for 3 hours. So that's like good. It's like 10:04 here. So I will try to arrange and do some things in here. So I will end my stream. I didn't even think I would stream for this long. After 1 hour, I was like, okay, by the time we will round up all the discussion with Proudmix, it will be like 2 hours. But Proudmix has been here since till now. It's 3 hours, so I have to end it. Okay, so I don't keep Proudmix for too long. He's always here to support everyone. So I know there are other people that he might want to stop by also their channel before the day runs out. So yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Marvelous, for coming back. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. You said you were going to come back and you did show up. Yeah, you're true to your words. And I love people that do that. Okay. Like what we were just discussing before you came in, like, we're talking about topics that were discussed on someone else's stream, and then some people that were there didn't really express themselves, but went somewhere else to express themselves, not knowing that I was also in that live stream, that they were busy talking. But because I came in the stream and I didn't say hello to the host or anybody, I just gave the host thumbs up, dropped my device, and I was doing other things, but I was running the person also. Then I heard the conversation. So I just said, let me pay attention to what they're talking about. So all these people that couldn't really express themselves on the other stream were busy expressing themselves on this stream. And to me, I felt like it's a discussion that we were all having. And if you disagree, you could have just said it pump and plain, I disagree. And nobody's going to do anything to you. Of course, we don't all have conversations, so we all have to agree to that conversation. Then it's not a conversation, not really a conversation. Some things are out for debate. You can debate it. You don't agree, let's come with our points and state our with facts. So I felt like it was kind of childish to not have confronted those of us, because we were just three of us that were talking about that topic in one sense, so in one light. So I felt like people should have just opened their mind and said what they wanted to say. Okay. So when I saw that, and I was like, should I confront these people? Should I not? I was sure I was not going to say anything in the stream, because I noticed that they noticed that those people that were in that conversation were not there in the stream, so they felt comfortable talking. So I mean, I just sat down comfortable too, and I was listening. And some part of the chat that I felt I should screenshot, I screenshot and I kept it, because I wanted to confront them when I would see them, because I know the live streams that all of us will be present, and one will be Vanessa's live stream where I will see all the people that were talking there. But when Vanessa streamed after some days later, I did see everybody there, but I didn't want to raise the topic anymore, because I didn't want her to feel somehow that we were arguing on her stream. I felt like if those people would have come to my stream, I would have addressed it. And if they would have said they didn't say, I had the screenshot to prove people's comments as they were commenting on the person's live stream. So that's what I was just talking about. That another thing that Whitey helps us to see is that we learn, we meet different characters, different people, be it weird, people that are strange, people that are funny, people that are not, people that are mean. We just meet every type of character here on Whitey, and that too helps us to get knowledge about how to deal with people generally in life. So yeah, that's what we were actually talking about, and that's what we're going to use to round up this. I will say thank you to everyone, but I'll allow Proudmix to say something first, then before I will say my prayer, as I don't always end any of my stream without saying a prayer. So Proudmix, what do you have to say? Then we will round up.
Well, just the usual outro. Blessings to everybody in the chat, and thanks for letting me come up here and voice my thoughts and contribute if it helps. I always enjoy supporting everybody the best way I can, and I hope that they really appreciate it, because only God knows. But I hope everybody has a safe and blessed weekend. Take care of yourselves and just protect yourselves outside in life and down YT too. So take care, and I will see you soon, Mel. I'm not sure if Vanessa will be live today, but most likely I will see everybody there who appears if she does. But I'll be seeing you guys on here. So take care, everybody, and I'm gonna step down.
Thank you very much, Proud Mix. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm grateful. You're always showing up. You always, when I drop link, you don't hesitate. You come up, you have a conversation, you share your opinion. Thank you so much, Marvelous. Thank you. Marvelous said, wow, you are 1 hour ahead of me. Ah, okay, really? She said, yeah, we learn every day on this YT. You're so right, Marvelous. Say, God bless you too, bro. Proud Mix said, take care, bro, and be safe for me. Yes, so be safe with the whole disaster that is happening in the world. So I say thank you very much, Proud Mix. Thank you very much, Marvelous. Thank you so much to every other person that was here. I won't try saying their names because names are everybody's name is no longer here. But if you were here, I say thank you. Those people that breeze in and don't comment, silent watchers, I say thank you to you all. God bless you all immensely. I am so grateful that you people always show up to support me. May God bless you greatly. May He open the windows of heaven and pour down blessings so you will have not enough room to contain those blessings that God will shower on you. I pray that those prayers that you pray in your closet, those secret prayers that is between you and God, I pray that He answer all of them for you in the mighty name of Jesus. With faith, I want you to believe that as you opened your mouth to ask for those things that you have received, and so shall it be unto you all in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Remain blessed. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Stay positive. Don't let anything negative bother you in this life, okay? We are children of God and we ought to live the godly life and live as an example to all those other people out there that feel like there is no God or people are just dreaming. We have to live by example. We have to show them that indeed there is God. There is someone that brought us to this earth. There's someone that pilots our life. There's someone that makes it possible for us to sleep and wake up the next morning. There's someone that is in charge of our going out and our coming in. Not because we are better than those that are dead, those that are in the hospital, but it is by His grace and mercy that we live to see the next day in good health and in sound mind. Thank you all. God bless you. Mama said amen and amen. God bless you too, host. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's me signing out. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you. Much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful.